Hello, and welcome to another Any Given Sunday. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And shoot, just kind of chilling here right now. Shoot, got some good, ready to do some good for another Sunday night. So, shoot, if you haven't, at the beginning of these broadcasts, as always, I ask you to please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button on the way in here, and please hit that notification bell. And today's topic, tonight's topic is A is for accountability. And you have all these accountability streams all the time, but I want this stream to be a little different. I mean, everybody says, "Oh, every time I stream on accountability," I'm sure everybody's like, "Oh, well, let's be a little different here about this." Why it has to be the same back and forth gender this discussion for let people talk about what they want to talk about, quite frankly. And accountability is one of those issues that keep coming up over and over and over and over again. So let's discuss accountability for a second. Number one, I feel like the group in the United States that is held to the highest standard of accountability, and whether you like it or not, are black men. We can't go anywhere without being held accountable for anything. Shit. I mean, I don't necessarily care about that. I don't wish to be left alone if it means that that I maintain my standard, or all of us as black men do maintain a certain standard or a certain capability, so to speak, as far as how we carry our own accountability. But the thing is, the trope with that trope, you can only go so far. So anyway, just take a moment, see what's going on this past week. Still, some of the uproar about the transition of power in the White House is still kind of there. Some of us are still in utter disbelief that black people would act like this over a guy that destroyed so many of our families. Oh, all right. What up, Donnie? See, Donnie's in the chat. My habitual line stepper brother. You ain't shit for watching. Yeah, go and subscribe to him. Good content. He'll be bringing you some more new content pretty soon. But yeah. I do feel that black men are held to the highest standard of accountability, and in the United States of America. And the reason for that is that we have to be the shoulder of all the bad narratives. That's number one. We for some reason we're seen as the lead dogs in the black community. That may not necessarily be the case, but all you hear is black man supposed to lead here, black man supposed to lead there. That's all you hear. So whether we are leading or not, we're supposedly supposed to lead. You're supposed to lead a community in chaos. And that lead shit, the only reason why anybody says that lead shit is because they don't want to be held to their own individual accountability. It's like, how do you lead people that don't want to follow? Shit's funny to me. Well, anyway, feel like it's going to be a great show. Feel like it's going to be a very interesting one too. I mean, have something new happens every show. Something new, something different happens every show. Some new people show up, just like last night's show. Last night's show was my ADOS FBA versus People of Color show last night. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. We had a couple first timers, and it was a pretty good discussion. So I would like for you to check that out along with my other videos. Yeah. So let me bump this real quick. Yeah, I would have some music on standby. I've just been very busy lately. Oh, Roger, report live. You still bumping over there, sir? Yeah, Roger has some hella shows going on over there. I was just over there, but y'all had a little situation, so let that discussion go on. But yeah, I had to get started. Shoot, I ain't want to get started too late. But yeah, the habitual line steppers are in the house tonight. Yeah, as we have a very good presence, presence that I'm pretty proud of. So anyway, yeah, the topic. Let's get to the topic. A is for accountability. Uh, yeah, I know some people watching asking themselves, well, why do you think black men are held to the highest of accountability? I mean, yeah, because it's like this. When you continuously don't give the due credit to a said group, and that said group continues to have to keep trying to reach that, try to reach that level of appreciation, then that's accountability right there. It's a bad accountability because you're it's like that people are trying to set the standard so high that we're not able to reach it. And even if some of us do reach it, still still not really all that great. The recognition that we get is treated like it's supposed to happen. Yeah, I remember, when my daughter was first born and I used to go in public with her. It's what I'm first kid. I wasn't used to having a kid too much, so I wasn't used to. It's quite normal right now. But every time I would go with my kid in public, um, people would look at me like I was some special shit. I'm just a daddy with his daughter. But I had to. That what that did was it made me more conscious of the narrative that people felt like that. You know, daddies wasn't there. The average black father's not there for his kid, and for me to be out in public like that was a rarity. And I didn't get that because I came from a place where black fathers were constantly with their kids. It wasn't anything unusual. So like, but why how did we as a society come to this and think that is okay? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. All right. What's going
What's
on?
going on, bro?
What's going on, man? How's it going?
Uh-oh. Can maybe if you can hear me, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, man.
Having issues. All right, what's going on, bro?
Oh shit, nah, man. Just trying, just going to having to getting the show started over here.
Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday. Yep. It can have any kind of show. Anybody can win or lose. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. So, for the viewing audience, I appreciate y'all for being here. But shoot, what's going on, man? Everything cool?
Yeah, just living my best life, settling into this place, trying to get acclimated to the new lifestyle of being a homeowner in a different state. And yeah, it's different.
Okay. Yeah, man. So, show's topic tonight. A is for accountability. So, you know, yeah. I mean, like, it doesn't have to be really actually pertaining to just black women. It's just that it could be a full conversation about accountability. But, since you want to bring that up, yeah, black women do have a huge problem with accountability. Is nothing that I'm finna sit here and deny because I see it every day. I mean, whether it's in my real life or where it's in social, or whether it's on social media, real life, not so much like so much people close to me, but when I go out, I see the effects of such, bad decision making. And because it's because of it's people that I see that share the same hue as me, then it causes me to be somewhat empathetic and have a I would I would say I was genuinely concerned, with that. But do you think that a lot of the shortcomings in our community come from a lack of accountability in our
The majority of the issues we have in our community
Uh,
Um,
yeah,
we have a
you're
whole
kind of Borging. You're kind of Borging, Donnie. Donnie, you're Borging. You were Borging. Hey, just kind of go out and go back in. But yeah, Donnie was saying some good stuff right there. I mean, I just wish I knew what it was. Oh, there he is. He's back.
All right, can you hear me now? Am I
Yeah,
board free?
you're Borg free. So you probably got to start from the beginning of what you were
Uh,
saying.
well, yeah, I think a lot of the issues we have in our community are based on a lack of accountability. I think if you're just trying to trace the roots back to a lot of the problems we have, it's just all accountability issues. You know, um, we have a community now that accepts single mothers at early ages, where before they just didn't even accept single mothers. Now they accept them at 15 and 16 and throwing bachelor parties, or not bachelor parties, baby showers, right? There's no accountability there. Instead of saying, "Hey, listen, this isn't something you should be doing," have a little bit of shame about yourself. You throw a party that makes it okay, so that gets rid of the accountability. Another huge issue we have is the church. Church takes away accountability like a motherfucker because all you have to do is say, "I'm sorry" to Jesus, and all is forgiven.
Mm. Yeah, I don't get the whole apology thing. It's like a get out of jail free card. I mean, yeah, I mean some a lot of situations, an apology is necessary, but it's like I don't believe an apology should be like that. Especially like apologies from certain politicians that write policies and laws to destroy our community, and then think an apology is just going to fix it, and it did fix it with a lot of people, but you got to really think.
That was a mouthful. You talking about Joey?
Yeah, crazy Joe. Creepy Joe, Jim Crow Joe. I mean, and it triggers emotions every time people talk about that in a negative way. But so what? It's like we weren't thinking. We weren't thinking at all when we made that decision. I mean, I didn't make that decision. I mean, and you didn't make that decision. So, but yeah, that's one person that was not held accountable. I would say if you want to talk about accountability, no one. It doesn't seem like America held Joe Biden accountable for the things that he already did. They wanted him
Not
to.
only not only was he not held accountable, I've seen niggas praise him. He's locked up your uncle, probably your daddy, and
Mhm.
I've seen niggas praise him. You go back and talk about how your mama had to be strong and you had to struggle and fight, but then you praise Joe Biden, and Joe Biden is the cause of the struggle. Boy, oh boy.
Mm.
And why?
I mean,
Because he ran with Obama.
yeah, he hung with Obama. I mean, people were hardcore on him, but then when he chose what's the name as his running mate, then that just put everybody on the train completely. He was sorry. He can be. He apologized, and I saw that half-hearted ass shit. Like it was one of them kind of apologies, like where he's kind of said something that he kind of regrets, and then he looks off to the side and hope people buy it, and then obviously people bought it, drunk the Kool-Aid. Shout out to PK Angel, just joined us. What's going on? Yeah, but yeah, we don't. It's like we either don't hold the right people accountable, or we hold the wrong people accountable for whatever reason. But that whole Biden thing, and like I said, I know I've said this before, and how it split our community over the lack of accountability for what this man has done. Period. Like I put a video in my community tab from this guy, Financial Literacy 101. And shout out to that guy. Very, very intelligent brother. Got a lot of good, has a lot of good material. Force Windu. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. What's going on, Air Black TV? Shout out Young J 216. Yeah, but yeah, check that video out of my community tab, and he really is like he really breaks it down. It's not just a talking point of Joe Biden wrote the crime bill. He explains the devastating effects, the precursor like the crack bill. Yeah, and really honestly, I wish that people would have been able to check out stuff like that before they made a decision. Maybe it'll sway some people. Maybe it would have. A lot of us have a tendency to be dismissive of YouTube videos, but well, as I tell people at all times, you can always, fact check this person yourself and debunk the info. But yeah, like I said, once again, Force Windu, thanks for the super chat. Shoot. But the topic is A is for accountability. Now, when we do hear accountability being brought up, is usually a back and forth gender conversation. But this conversation should go many ways. But let's let me get out. Let me get out the way the most obvious statement. I do not mind the level of accountability that we as men are held to. Not the things that we are held accountable for that is not directly our fault, which is like really the nature of a lot of these conversations. But the level of accountability that makes us, critical thinking black men, mature black men. Yes, I like that kind of accountability. The kind of accountability that helps us. The accountability, like if we do something that we are fully responsible for because we did it. Yeah, that account, like seriously, that accountability too. It's like those are the type of accountabilities that I don't mind. The type of accountabilities that I do mind and I just wish didn't happen are the ones like, okay, if Pookie and Ray Ray impregnate about 50 women and can't pay for like but one or two of those kids, then me sitting over here not impregnating those women at all, I should not be held accountable for it. I just don't think so. I think that once you cross that line and it affects you physically and personally, you should be the one that should be held accountable for that. Because if all it takes is a decision. You can go one way or you can go another way. You all it takes is a decision. It's like you're not in some kind of state where you can just be mind controlled by any individual and they could just say, hey, you know what, you can be mind controlled, go over there and do that stupid shit right there. No, it's not like that. You are free to choose, period. That ain't got a fucking thing to do with what I think. Doesn't have a thing to do with what Donnie thinks. It doesn't have anything to do with anybody on YouTube. It's you as the individual. Now, if we did like focus on like individual accountability, we probably wouldn't have a lot of these back and forths and a lot of these discussions. If we just went case by case. Let me just put it to you like this. If somebody does some dumb shit in our community and we as a people are embarrassed by it because that was a black person that did it, why? You didn't do that stupid shit. I mean, they're black, but they did that. I wasn't in control of that shit. Just like when in these back and forth, when these females bring up, a black man that, like I said, a black man that probably did some fucked up shit like statutory rape a 12-year-old or something like that. Is like, I feel like, he should be put under. And that's not a real problem with black men. That's a problem with that individual. I should not. I feel bad, number one, for the little girl. And that's the top priority when you get in any of those conversations where like all these conversations where, the child is the victim, but based on the gender, we go into this little thing that we do call shaming. Like, just because I shared an opinion that somebody didn't like the other day, posting a news article of a man killing his child is going to somehow make me shut up. No, it's just going to make me say, rest in peace, poor little child. And this piece of shit should go down for it. That's all it's going to make me say. It's not going to make me ashamed to share my opinion because I'm not accountable for that shit. I'm usually the guy that is encouraging people to take a path that doesn't lead to doing stupid shit like that. You know.
Damn, I'm spitting hot fire today. I didn't even want to interrupt. Keep going.
Oh no, it's all good. This is a discussion right here. And Arab Black TV, what's going on?
What's going on, Weekend Warrior? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Do you know why they call me the Weekend Warrior? Or really, honestly, I call myself that because I'm on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
But it's a narrative I'm pushing. So
Okay, no doubt, I got you.
But good to have you, bro. I think this is
Yes,
your
sir.
first time up here.
Yes, sir. I believe so.
All right.
Yes, indeed. So we talking about accountability.
Yeah, we are talking about accountability today.
Okay.
We're at AS4 account. We can talk about any kind of accountability. It doesn't have to be like the back and forth, gender stuff. But spit. Y'all feel like talk about what you feel like talking about. But let's try to stay within the realm of accountability.
Absolutely. I think accountability for men we kind of face all the time. I think accountability is in our face 24/7. If we are not accountable, we kind of fall in bad situations very quickly and into a realm where nobody's gonna let anybody else be accountable for it but you. So I think accountability hits men hard and fast, and as men, we can psychologically, either own it or try to escape from it. So the first thing that man has to do is understand anything that he's a part of, he's accountable for, simply because he was there.
Yeah.
So that's just my take on men and accountability. Women and accountability can work a little differently. There's a lot of scapegoats and things that a woman can go to in life to avoid the accountability. She can live with the actual mistake or whatever she's being held accountable to, but theoretically in her mindset she can be a little kind of separate from it. As in, everything goes back to a man. And if she's messing up in life, oh, a man let me mess up in life. He provided the area and the space and time and the products and everything for me to be accountable. For me to be not accountable. So that's how accountability can work for women sometimes. So I think men, to avoid that or to not get in the realms of non-reality or fiction, that we always remain accountable. If we did it, if we were there, we were on the clock. Damn sure, I own that. I was there. I did that. Yep, I'll face it.
Yeah, like I even tell you this: if you are dating a woman and she is abusive to her child, and something happens, and you happen to be in the house, you'll be held accountable too. There's no way you're getting out of that. Period. You can tell all the I didn't do it all you want. But even if you were to get out that situation, people are going to hold you accountable because they're going to ask you, why didn't you prevent that? Why didn't you save that kid or whatever? I mean, there's a couple of cases out there that's like that. Like, I remember the Sierra Day. It was that case in Cleveland where that little girl was killed and the dude with the dreads was on the news crying. Her boyfriend was in the house when she, killed the little girl, and he was charged just like her. He actually tried to he threw himself on the mercy of the court. He said that, I had nothing to do with this. I actually liked the little girl, loved the little girl. I would never harm her. Basically just throwing her under the bus, saying that, she was the one harming the kid. But, of course, they didn't want to hear that. People didn't want to hear that. So he went down for the rest of his life because, in their eyes and in society's eyes, he let that little girl die. And, he deserved to be put away anyway.
I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. What was the situation? How did she die?
It was blunt force trauma to the head. Her mother had been beating her ever since she was 1 year old. The daycare themselves reported it to the proper authorities over a dozen times. When you talk about the accountability piece, the father of the child went to the courts begging for custody because he felt like his daughter was in danger. It fell on deaf ears. She went to the courthouse one time, said he's a danger to my child. He's beating me. He's beating my child. And it didn't take 30 minutes for them to come up with a restraining order for him. And subsequently, like 4 or 5 months later, she beat the kid to death. She beat her child to death.
And the man got blamed for it?
No. Not the baby father. The boyfriend who was like, I guess he was staying with the girl at the time. She was beating the kid while I guess he was in the other room. Because like it, when he was being sentenced, he threw himself on the mercy of the court. I didn't do anything. I'm sorry this happened. I love the little girl, but nobody cared about that.
I don't see that. Like, how if he did not beat the child or had nothing to do with it, where does he come in at?
Well, the police in the courtroom didn't see it that way.
Are you over here trying to look at this like a decent person? Like, how could this happen? Is that what you're doing right now, brother?
No, I'm honestly just analyzing every fact of this situation and trying to see where the guilty party is.
Right. Right. I get you. It don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense. This is a bad him versus the state case. Like this is you gotta lawyer up for this. Like you just don't go down on this. Like I didn't touch anybody. I didn't you prove beyond a shadow of a doubt I did something to harm to this child, or I'm completely innocent.
But let me ask you a question though. Because he didn't interject on the girl being beaten, is he still somehow responsible for that little girl's death?
Not at all. I mean, to try to prevent it, he should have. I mean, but to say that he did it or was the cause of it is the problem here, which he is not.
No, he wasn't the cause.
Well, let me throw this out here real quick. How can he even measure the severity of how that lady was hit? Because if you beating a kid in a different room, and even if she lived with this dude, you know what I'm saying? What is the guy gonna say about some woman giving her child a spanking or whatever case? Of course the child gonna cry. If he's not really able to tell what's going on, if it's not like if she's not putting no dents in her head, how is he gonna know how hard that child got hit or anything like that? He ain't no doctor. How is he supposed to figure that out?
Exactly.
He's supposed to be a psychic.
Nah, he's supposed to be exonerated. I ain't got nothing to do with beating this child. The person that beat the child and killed the child is you. You know her. You see her. You have her in custody.
But as a black man, I'm gonna say where he messed up is throwing his mercy throwing his what you say, throwing himself
in the mercy of the court. Yeah.
As soon as I got the accusation and the charge on me is where I'm lawyering up and I'm going full force.
Yeah, that's the last.
There was no mercy for me to have. I didn't do anything. So what mercy am I pleading for?
Yeah, my thing is, if you in an apartment and something happened to anybody, and it's you in there and a black woman in there, the last thing you need to do is be trying to put yourself at the mercy of a court. I don't care what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I don't care if they call her if they came in and she was stabbing the guy with the knife in the chest. At the end of the day, you don't never throw yourself at the mercy of the court. You spend all your money on the lawyer.
Absolutely. You know what happened was when she went to the court and flipped it on him, where she said that he was beating her and she wanted the restraining order on him. That's on record in the court. That he did have something to do with. He was beating her or had something to do.
She got a restraining order on the father of the child. It was the boyfriend of the mother.
Oh, this is just terrible. Yeah, this is crazy.
He threw himself at the mercy of the court, and I don't know what possessed him to do that.
That's just crazy. Like I'll be sitting in the courtroom like I ain't got nothing to do with this. I'll be sitting there like
what it is. We get so much inundation of like Law and Order SVU, where you have these great police officers who are working to find out what actually happened, and then when you get into these situations, you find out that these motherfuckers just a nigga collecting a check. They show up. They want to write this crime off as soon as possible, so they make some wild ass assumptions, and then your hands are in the court's hands, right? So he probably thought that he was going to go, they was going to find out the evidence and the truth, and he was going to be exonerated, and that's just not what happened.
Yeah, that's probably
a bunch of crap. That's all a bunch of crap.
Yeah, as a black man, ain't nobody fighting for you. If you ain't doing it, ain't being done. Just that simple.
Oh, I'm a damn sure fight for me. I'm a fight for my innocence. A fight for my you know what I'm saying, my justice. Like what are we talking about here?
No. I mean, I agree with. That's what I'm saying. For him to throw himself on the mercy of the court, that means he's
Yeah,
not fighting. No. You go get you a
right.
lawyer and you fight for yourself, cause ain't nobody about to fight for you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
for fellas, a picture says 1,000 words. Like, look at her, look at him.
Mm,
Yeah, like he looking like fuck. She just like what the hell goes through their heads when they do this stuff? What possessing them to kill a child? Like that's ridiculous. And she had been beating that little girl ever since she was like 1 year old because they had started, like the daycare themselves had started reporting these injuries to the cops. So it's like the system failed that little girl miserably. It's like for real. It's like
Facts.
where is it that okay you don't care about little girls?
But now the system is making a joke and an example out of them.
Yeah. And then they didn't listen to the father, the loving, caring father who tried to go to the system and say, hey, listen up. This is happening with her. Like, I mean, wrote an affidavit, a whole affidavit. Please, just listen. Hear me out. It took. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say the father was black though, right?
Yeah, father. Let me see.
Right. So he don't count.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
I know he was black. I know he was black already. I'm just saying that to be somewhat facetious. But the thing is the father saying something's wrong with his child, that don't count.
Right. Now the state had to take the woman down, and then they doing a 2-for-1.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, that's really scary for black men who have children by these vicious women, these violent monsters who do this.
And even more so for the new boyfriend who ain't even make the child with the woman.
Yeah.
Do you know how salty he got to be right now in prison? And what you in here for? Nigga, you wouldn't.
I'm a sue the state so hard, like I'm a kill the state. If I spend a day in jail, I'm suing. I'm killing the state. Like I'm lawyering up.
Yeah, but that was sad. But she was sentenced to life in prison. He was sentenced to life in prison too. So but no matter how
the hell out of here. I'm sorry, I'm just blown.
But it's just like out of all of that, I felt like that little girl should still be alive today. Had the system done their job. But it's like Roger said, they didn't really, honestly, and then people act like that we're just playing victim when we say this. They don't give a fuck about us for real.
What would they?
I mean, I heard, I was listening to Roger show earlier, he said these 3 words, black male privilege, which is laughable. I mean,
well, we know the state don't give a hell about us from history and the 60s and all that. Like I was born into understanding that this, the systems in the states don't give a hoot about me. So that's an understanding coming in.
Okay, I mean, but why is it that people feel like that's not the case with us? And I mean, I think that probably goes back to this blame game bullshit that everybody plays every time these discussions come up.
But how as you as a black man got the notion that the state did care or something about you, or how with all the examples past, present, and future, and before us, who's living under another assumption?
I mean, well, but you have to try something. Even if you don't have a chance in it, at least he did give it a try. But it just didn't work out in his favor, and then unfortunately, more so, it didn't work out in his kid's favor because the girl's dead. And
you're talking about the father, the father of the child.
Yeah, I'm talking about the father.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that the state didn't recognize what this man had already laid out from the beginning.
He should have sent the woman there to say it.
So the state made a boo-boo, and then when it came down to the child actually passing, we're gonna take the woman, and we can't get the baby daddy, but we're gonna get this guy.
Well, he a nigga. See, that's what that is. Oh, wait a minute, a
Still
nigga
a
was
nigga.
there. Lock that nigga up too.
That
Yeah.
state must have some type of family or some type of some type of laws and the guidelines or something.
Mm.
Now, to me, that's just regular behavior for the court system.
I have
Something
never
happened
heard of that.
bad. It happened to a child, I'm saying the stories I hear. This was evident to me. As soon as I knew something happened to that girl, you know what I'm saying, and it was a dude present, I was like, dude is screwed. That's just the way it go. If you there, you're screwed. Dude, you know what I'm saying. Men got to be very careful about being around women who I have any ability, or, to do anything crazy, because it ain't gonna turn out well for you.
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes.
because even if don't nothing happen to her, they gonna press you at the end of the day. So my thing is like, as soon as I heard this story and I found out she had a boyfriend that was present, I was like, dude is screwed.
Woo. Yeah, that is so key, Roger. We have to stay away from crazy women. We have to stay away from ill-minded women. Women are going like crazier and crazier and more mental and more mental. They are, and we cannot be the next guy to come into the picture and be an accomplice to that.
Yeah. And a lot of times we get caught up because we don't know to ask the right questions. Because, it's been quite a few women I've talked to, and they had like kids. And I'd be like, well, okay, well, what's going on with the baby daddy? And they'd be like, well, he's dead. And I'd be like, is he dead or did he get killed? And multiple times women have told me he got killed. You know what I'm saying? And which would turn into our last conversation, because you don't even need to explain to me how your baby daddy got killed. You know what I'm saying? The fact that somebody took it upon himself to take his life, I don't really need to hear it. I don't really need to hear that. I can understand being in an accident and he died, he was behind the wheel or something like that. Or if you even say, he got killed because he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and a straight bullet got him. But it ain't never nothing like that. It's always some story behind, well, see, this would happen. And unfortunately, but okay, you mess with them type of nigga. Let me stay away from you. Because
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you're
yeah,
not a
like,
smart woman.
Yep, yep.
Roger push a hard line. That man holds a standard like no other. But realistically, that's the only way to operate. He said that shit. I think you said it on my show, nigga. I was like, damn, nigga, that was deep than a motherfucker. And realistically, I plan on sending this message on to my kids and family members. If that motherfucker died, okay, that's one thing. But if they were killed, avoid that bitch at all costs.
mm,
It's a few female rappers that have that story. Like, their baby daddies, died through gang violence or, got killed. One actually from Chi-Town. Her name is Chella H.
mm.
She's a rapper.
Yeah,
Yep.
see, I just don't kick with no female who tell me that nigga got killed. I ain't trying to hear it. You like crazy stuff. That's what I see. And if
Right.
you like crazy stuff, you be happy to get me into some crazy stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna stay away from you. And the crazy part is, it's been multiple women that told me the baby daddy had died, and then I asked, well, did he die? He got killed, and it's been about 4 of them that told me he got killed. Now I shouldn't be running into women this many times.
You know, in
You know,
Chicago, you
Well,
got
well, I would expect that from a high like gang type of area with like Chi-Town.
Nah, my thing is no excuses, man. If your baby daddy should not have been killed. I don't care nothing about all that. I mean, I've been in Chicago my whole life, so I get it to a certain degree. But a lot of killings in Chicago be personal. They ain't made on the news like that, but a lot of this stuff be personal. Somebody done stole somebody's drug, somebody done messed with somebody's chick, or whatever the case is. A lot of these killings be personal. So if your nigga got killed, I'm straight.
Mm.
No, that's right.
Yeah. I guess I just knew to stay away from crazy women. Like, seriously, I mean, I had an understanding of the kind of woman that I wanted to have a child with, and she's a great mother. So I lucked out, but a lot of brothers don't. And whether whether the situation is something that we wanted or not, we're going to be held accountable for that shit anyway. They'll tell us to choose better in a heartbeat. You know,
Mhm.
so but I'll tell brothers this: choose wisely. You know, it ain't it ain't gonna be about you should have chose better once that kid is there. It's about doing whatever you can. Yeah, I mean, and then even if the kid is there, there's really very little you can do just based on the situation that we can talk about that we just talked about. But fight anyway. That's what
Well, when I hear when you say for a man to choose better, like men have to understand when they're taking on a woman, they're taking on a whole responsibility. They're taking on a whole new life. They're taking on this woman's life, her emotional state, her they're just taking on so much with a woman. So you're really choosing to show your dedication to this woman. You got to be choosing to. I'm in it with her. You know, because she's gonna be able to cause you a lot of hell and harm, and you getting with her and then trying to leave her or leave her hanging in some type of way.
Okay, well, let me get it. Let me get his super chat a shout out, D Rock. Den appreciate the support. He says peace. Ken con.
Okay, we still here. All right, cool. All right, I heard it go playing, but I'm gonna say this. Yeah, you take on a lot when you take a woman. That's why you should only take the right woman. If
Right.
women got too many signs of trouble, my thing is like, man, you just ain't worth the risk because women can create trouble in a way that men really can't. You know,
Right.
because
This
they'll put you in a storm of trouble. If it's a dude, it's one dude you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? If it's a woman, you have 20 dudes coming after you.
yeah,
Okay,
it's real.
kid must be having some trouble. He done got knocked off his own
Oh
stage.
yeah. I'm back. Hello.
Hey, bro, I was gonna rock your show without you, bro. That's what I was gonna.
Hey. Greatness keeps greatness company. So I mean, I have no doubt, sir. I mean, you had a pretty good stream going over there, man. For real though.
Well, appreciate it. I do what I can as
Yeah,
I can.
absolutely. So, so the differences in levels of accountability for men and for women, they're pretty obvious, aren't they? They're pretty obvious differences, and it's really it's so severe to me as a societal indoctrination.
Well, my thing is this: an unaccountable man is gonna end up in one of three places: dead, prison, or homeless. That's it. You can only go out through society for so long being unaccountable. As a younger man, you'll have a little extra time because you'll be able to play the game, go to this woman, that woman, whatever the case is. But as soon as you get to a point where women don't want to deal with you no more, don't nobody care about you like that. Go out there and try to get a job, and you're not accountable to the job. They're gonna get rid of you. Don't nobody care about you like that.
Especially if you black.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, being unaccountable, you're gonna end up in prison, dead, or homeless.
Okay.
One of the two. I mean, one of the three.
That's staunch hard reality. That hits every man. Every man experiences that for himself.
Okay.
Now I say this when it comes to the women thing, and a lot of women don't get this. I'm not gonna say they can't; they just don't choose to. See, this is the thing about unaccountable women. If you start talking to them on a relationship level and they're unaccountable, how am I supposed to trust you? If you're not used to keeping your word, how can I ever say anything to you and you say yeah, and I actually expect it to happen?
Well, right. We're not going to choose a woman that we can't trust, or we can't put faith in this woman that things are going to go correctly, and that she works with us, in a correct manner, that things are going to turn out right.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't be about choosing that woman. I don't think I think we would feel kind of like shaky grounds with that kind of woman.
No, absolutely, and I'm just throwing that out there because a lot of women think that the game is a little bit harder than what it is, and men, you men just don't want to make a commitment. Sometimes it's just the man see you not accountable. He just gonna dip off on you.
Right. That's the beauty of men. Like the relationship is in our hands. We don't have to commit to anything we don't want to commit to. So it's always in our hands, always in our option. Do I want to mess with this or not?
Yep.
We can't be forced. We can't be tricked. It's totally in our hands and our decisions. Do I want to mess with this or nah?
See Cortez Smith, shout out. He said it deleted my simp comment. Yes, I wish I could have read that comment. I'm sure it's beautiful, and I would ask YouTube to stop tripping on some of these comments because they're interesting jewels. And also, I want to reach out to YouTube and say this: I would like to be able to super chat people and make comments, but you won't let me. I think Roger, you had that problem. Then you were trying to super chat people and they won't let you comment.
I still got it right now. My first channel, the Roger Report, got knocked. But like I can super chat people and actually make a comment with that channel right now. It seems well, certain people, because it's even on that one, it still won't work sometimes. But the Roger Report Live, my new channel, I can't super chat nobody and say anything. They don't want me talking at all.
Okay, infantry skills. Shout out. He said, "Where is my Claire Huxtable at?" Is that something that started on your channel, Roger? Because I saw him over there in the comments.
Wait a minute, where's my Claire Huxtable
at?
Man, you know what? I'm gonna meet her sister, and I'm gonna get up with her, and I'm gonna send her your way. That's how I'm gonna play that. So as soon as I meet her, I'm gonna let you know. But yeah, this accountability piece, what I'm saying, to me, because it goes in a lot of levels to me, because I really get annoyed by the kid thing. The kids not doing well in school. I just, and it's probably because of how my parents raised me. But at the end of the day, I agree with it because I'm an adult. I ain't got to agree with nothing they say anymore. But like when we was kids, it's like we had to come in with A's. You know what I'm saying? Like if we got a C, it was an issue. And when we was little kids and stuff, we was talking, and because people want to be lazy to a certain degree. It was like, okay, well, what's the big deal? Well, you ain't got no job. The only thing you do around here is some chores, and it ain't like you got to clean the whole house. You got siblings. All y'all do is a little this, a little that. You can't get an A. Well, like what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So they really felt we had no room to not bring A's in the house. And I ain't saying we got an A every single time, but we got A's close to every single time. So for me, it's hard for me to even fathom how a child can come into your house, eat your food, wear the clothes you buy them, kick it, have video games, have cell phones, and the whole everything that go on with it, and you can't require them to get good grades. I don't even get how that works.
You know why, Roger? Because there ain't no fathers in the house.
Yeah, well, I can't argue that. But that's sad in my opinion. How do you run a house? Because this is a high view. A woman who has a kid that's failing in school basically gave her kid permission to be stupid. That's how I see it.
You know what happens is without the structure in the house, especially with boys, they wind up running over their mothers and can't control them. Boys go through things early on and they need their fathers. Girls do too. But a lot of things as they start to grow, I come from a single parent household, so I understand it backwards and forwards. And you need that father, you need that structure there. You know what I mean? To keep the emotions, the you know what I'm saying? Because you're used to women and running the situation, or now you're getting older and the women can't control you like that. And women, the little girls are just getting into dating and the guy they like now, and all these little different dynamics and things are happening, and they can't concentrate on school like that. So it's like the father in the household is important on so many levels. It really can't be ignored.
You know, I totally understand where you're coming from, but my thing is I don't give them no excuses. It's just tough. You're in a situation, you volunteered to be in a situation because in reality, there are no single mothers who don't really want to be a single mother unless they're a widow. So who cares at the end of the day? That's how I look at it. Ain't nobody giving us sympathy like that, so I ain't passing out sympathy like that.
I hear you. It's not to me. It's not a sympathy thing. It's just it's an understanding. You know what I mean? You got to understand what's going on, to understand why these causes come about. It's cause and effect. You know.
No, I get it. I just look at it like they chose it. Now they
You know,
chose it.
no woman chose that. Roger, no woman sat back and said, "Oh yes, I just want terrible kids," and you know, these are things that come about through time and through experience. No woman chose that. They don't know what's going to happen in time. Women don't know what they're doing. They have a matriarchy that's set up with the grandmother, the mama, the auntie, sister, and everything, and they feel like things is going to get taken care of and all right, you know, because of not adhering to men. You know what I mean? They forget that you have to work with this man. Y'all have to work things out. You have to handle things, you know, responsibly, and there is no getting around that. And because they did make a way around that, your family is going to suffer.
Mm.
You make shortcuts and corners, and you cutting corners. It's gonna show up in the wash somewhere. And that family dynamic of not having stable households and turning kids into productive kids all throughout their childhood, through high school, into college, is an epidemic.
I mean, it definitely is. It definitely is. But the only reason I push that it's a choice because when people start accepting responsibility for their choices, that's the only way they can see a way to fix it. Because if you say I wasn't responsible or I couldn't control it, there's nothing you personally can do to fix the situation. That's just how I look at it. So if I say my life is where I am in life because of what other people did, ain't nothing I can do to fix it. So I accept every problem I got in life had something to do with me.
Okay, well, Cortez Smith brings up a very interesting point here. We just carry the conversation in this direction, actually, because that's something I've been wondering myself of where guys like Derek Jackson are coming from. He says the comment was just saying to be aware of the men who will attack you over bad women. Like, you know, guys like Derek Jackson and Ace Metaphor say some stuff like, we need to start holding these men accountable, but are very vague on what we need to be held accountable for. You know, what are these guys talking about? Why do they keep saying shit like we need to start holding these men accountable?
Big,
Like
I,
when we are already held to the highest of accountability anyway. And
I
you
tell,
know,
mm,
go ahead.
nah, I'll tell you why. Because they know they can't. As he just presented something that can't happen. You can't hold. No man can hold another man accountable. You know, every man chooses his own way, and the only thing that can hold him accountable is the state. You know what I mean? To some money. After that, it's his way, his choice, his matter. He knows no man is going to check another man, so he just, you know, his audience is to women. So you know that would sound good to women. You know.
Well, my thing is, man, they out here trying to get that bag and they getting it. Derek Jackson come from a place I'm gonna tell women what they want to hear, so they'll give me some money, and he's doing that very effectively. So I can't even trip. You know what I'm saying? He's very effective of what he's trying to accomplish. He don't care nothing about what the women want. He just saying what he needs to say to get that money away from him. And he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Based on all the evidence I see, man's being pretty good at getting their money out of their hands. So, you know, Derek Jackson, I can't even say is pro woman. Derek Jackson is pro himself.
Hey, but you know what though? I feel like that's what Tyler Perry did. He preyed on the emotions of women and made his product based on that. And he also did something that these women love to see men do, emasculate themselves by dressing up as a woman. But what he did was he became a millionaire many times over, uh, using black woman's own attitudes and dispositions to make money. And I think in recent years, like you remember that whole thing where like a few months ago where black women started to get angry that Tyler Perry was writing scripts for them instead of, because he was writing all this stuff, and Tyler Perry even said himself it's black women in particular that have given him problems.
Of course, he's still a black man at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You can be as pro black woman as you want to be. You still a black man.
Well, that's who funds him. Black women is who fund him. Tyler Perry just went through the hearts of the church and black women. He ran that angle and circuit on them. So of course black women are funding him. So if they have any pushback or feel things need to go in this direction, or if they got any pushback at all, he's gonna hear it from them. But the whole world does that through black women, and you know what I mean. That's a worldwide market and world age old history and market of going through the black women, black church, and getting to their hearts and their minds and their dreams and fantasies and getting to their money.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they buy a hook, line, and sinker, as long as in some way, shape, or form it shits on the black man.
Right, because in turn they're going against black men. So but you still need something to replace that. So it's still the dream and fantasy in your head that you're trying to fund. That you will pay into.
Yeah, but let me ask y'all this: why do brothers like Derrick Jaxn would actually go on a back and forth with like a brother in the manosphere? On his talking points. One thing that I've never seen from these I would say profitable simps is that they never really debate the men, the archetypes that they actually talk about. I mean, I never seen any of these guys stand on their word. It's usually like they'll go around the women who agree with them and they'll say some off-putting shit like, these guys are in their mom's basement, or they're mad and triggered, they're incels, they're nerds, blah, blah, blah. Instead of just saying, hey, you know what? Why don't you stand on the bullshit that you're saying instead of constantly attacking people?
Well, I think that's because it's they would have to, those guys will wind up exposing them. You know what I mean? I think, that whole lower level of men is like, we're just going to diss those guys and stay away from them. You know what I mean? So, the guys can't give a pushback or give a different viewpoint to how things go. It's just he's the ringleader. He's saying how it goes and the women obey and follow. And, that's how the money train and the gravy train keeps rolling. To actually have a one-on-one with somebody or have somebody else come in and present another argument could disrupt the whole thing.
Yeah, and I think that critical thinking black man, you can't really bullshit a guy like that. Like you really, we don't put up with the bullshit. We don't buy into the knee-jerk reactions and the little the sensitive clapback that we usually get when we point out a lot of these things as to what's bothering us with these females.
Right. It's like guys like Derrick Jaxn or Kevin Samuels. They're the model type. You know what I'm saying? That the women want. So that's right in your face. And that's what we want to listen to, want to dream about, and want to be with. So that's what we're going to go with. It's no need to go with anything else. You know what I'm saying? So anything underneath of that or anything that those guys are dissing, the women are going to be like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and I mean, Cortez brings up a pretty good point. It's like, all you have to do is outline the specific for me on what black men specifically need to be held accountable for when it comes to females who make their own goddamn decisions, despite a sensible black man advising against it. Tell me exactly what I need to be held accountable for, and then I'll proceed to debunk all of that shit. That's why these guys don't want to debate nobody like us, because we're telling the goddamn truth.
That's right.
Like, I mean, I'm not gonna put up with bullshit. Like, if you're bullshitting me, I'm just gonna say it. I might say it in a nice way. I might just say it straight up. This is brutally honest territory. You know, it's
Right.
I mean, it's just like that. These guys know if they come in here with that simp bullshit, then it's game on. And I ain't gonna do it, but for like 2 or 3 minutes. I'm not gonna sit here and argue and get into a shouting fit with anyone. It is what it is. Like, just come to me with facts, not emotion. When it comes to stuff like that, you can't tell me I need to be held accountable for some other nigga getting somebody pregnant across town. Like, that was her decision. Unless she was being raped, like forcibly raped, then she made that decision. Period. It's like that's nothing I ever need to be held accountable for. What I look like going around telling brothers what to do with their penis? A dick police.
Right. No, yeah, we don't do that. Women take accountability off of men when they don't marry men. You know, women can only get accountability through a man. Well, when they say accountability, they just want you to just listen to them and do what they say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, the only way to get accountability is what a man says, first of all. And then if he don't want to work with you, then he's out the picture. So the only way she can get anything back is through the court system.
Yeah.
So there's nothing for man to be accountable. He don't want to deal with you. What is there to be accountable to or for?
You know, that's a good point because at the end of the day, what do you have on that man? It means he has to come to you and listen to you or anything like that.
That would have been marriage.
Exactly.
That would have been marriage.
Yeah. So you make an excellent point there. There's nothing for him to be accountable for. You know, if he's gonna be in a relationship with you, that's fine. If he wants to leave, he can leave. You know, no, I was just gonna say, and if he ain't married to you, then why shouldn't he be able to leave?
And that's the hole that women paint themselves into. You know, he can just leave at any point. So why would you continue on and not be secured?
Let me ask you real quick, because I got a phone call, but you said something about Derek Jackson and Kevin Samuels. I'm just trying to figure out how them two cats ended up in the same sentence.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
I'll explain really, really simply. Right now, if you listen to women and their conversation, it's all about the high quality man. So, right, what would be a high quality man for a woman? Jawline dude, right? Guy with the money, guy with that presents well, you know, checks all the boxes.
Okay.
So, you see what I'm saying? So, Derek Jackson and Kevin Samuels are check the boxes guys.
Oh, okay. Because the philosophies I say were kind of different based on the content that both of them present.
Yeah, so
but it's not about that. A woman wants
the model. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they are the
archetype.
models. Yeah, they are the archetype right in your face. So, and you know, they are a certain type of guy, and so many different women can envision themselves being with that type of guy.
Yeah, but in that is the absence of logic as well. It's like, let me give you an example, like a chick like Lizzo. Lizzo is, you know, she displays her girth everywhere, but the kind of man that she wants to date is a guy that is different. Like, for her, she feels like she deserves the 6-pack abs, 6-foot guy, you know, and like, I know why you're laughing, Roger, because you're thinking about that thumbnail that YouTube told me was indecent. Like, that shit, yeah, it's funny to me too, man.
That girth, I feel you, bro. Go ahead.
The girth. I mean, but it's like that. It's an absence of logic. They think they deserve better than what they're willing to present themselves.
Well, I think women can do that. Women have the coochie. You know what I mean? They can imagine, and especially a woman in Lizzo's positions where she's an above average female in terms of popularity and financial status.
Above average size. But go ahead, sir.
Right. Yes. So any female, I mean, no matter how any man feels about any female can set her standard on what she wants. Now you have to examine a female's fantasy and dream versus her reality. Lizzo can dream and want all that she wants, but what is she getting, or what does she do? What does she have? So that's the reality that she's being faced with. She's trying to, of course, she's gonna, throw her fish hook out there and let you know, hey guys, I'm available and this is what I want. This is the type, come on back to me. But when nothing comes back, that's her reality, or whatever comes back is her reality.
Yeah, D-Rock then, that's who we talking about. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. I got kicked out of a Facebook group because I said something about her. It was like a black musical blurred Facebook group. And they kept pushing this whole Lizzo, like the body positivity angle. And, they was like, well, fuck all these black men who don't have anything good to say about Lizzo. And then I just made a post and was like, well, not everybody's going to like Lizzo. Why are you pushing this on there, these people? And the first post got deleted, and then I was like, "Ha, you deleted my post." And then people started coming again. Oh my God, you're just a chauvinist. You're fat shaming. Oh my God, you're ugly. You're ugly. And I was like, I don't care. It is what it is. Like, what are you talking about?
All that simply because you said people don't have to like Lizzo.
Yeah.
Well, you got to understand. You got to understand where Lizzo's coming from and the cult following that she has, and that she is representing. She's a foremost leader out here for women and body sensitivity and all that type of stuff. So,
but you know what I said to finally got me booted from that group? I said that y'all just want a chance to be a dime piece because Lizzo is out there. Y'all trying to make her the standard now because, some of y'all are just trying to use her for that agenda. If she look good to these guys, I can look good too. Nah, that's not going to work.
Well, Lizzo can write great music. That's what I hear.
Yeah, she
is. She does. She's very talented.
Yeah, I'm saying, can't we just give her props for what she's actually good at?
Yeah, she can. She can.
But she out there on Front Street. She got to get a man. She got to look. What I'm saying? It's all about who's loving her.
She can twerk and play the flute at the same time. That's how talented she is.
That's a talent. Yeah, name me another one that could do it.
Yeah. Well, Lizzo got money. She got status. She has exposure to the public. She just needs to go get her. She needs to go to somebody's gym and get her one of those guys out there. I'm pretty sure she has enough money that she can get some guy out of a gym. It's a
definitely, like, okay, cool. definitely. Yeah, there's no problem in that. But she's a star. She's a super pop star. She's trying to get. Women are very big into the power couple. So
that ain't gonna happen. She better get a guy with enough power to lift her. Go to the gym. Get broke gym rats, and you will be straight.
Listen, women of lesser quality and lesser looks and everything than Lizzo, and at the same height and weight, got men. So she ain't got no problem. She just trying to do the star thing.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that star thing. I don't know if she gonna be working a long time trying to make that happen. She better go to the local YMCA and
that's the easy backup plan. She can always do that. That's waiting for her. You know what I'm saying? That's waiting. So she could do that. Plan A, B, or C at any time. She trying to go for the goal.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let me give you some. Let me give y'all something y'all can't unsee right here.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. There you go. There go your entire week, everybody. You're welcome.
That's a talent.
Yeah,
right.
That is talent. That's talent, no doubt.
That's talent.
Yeah. Now Cortez Smith must be wearing a tinfoil hat right now. He says Lizzo was handpicked. Yeah, she's a staunch supporter of the alphabet community. She even calls a lot of her fan. Yeah, she's even calls a lot of her fan legion lesbians.
There you go. So that now you can't go against that. That's why you got booted out of there. You can't go against that committee right there. That they are power and a force politically and everything. So can't say nothing about the LGBT community.
Well, my thing is in the black community, it was a lot of fat black women that could sing. We don't act like fat black women can't sing. being a
Jennifer
fat black
Hudson,
woman.
Jennifer Holiday.
Yeah, I'm saying it'll give you a bias to making a person think you can sing if you fat and black. You know what I'm saying? And a woman.
Mahalia Jackson.
Yeah. So my thing is like, man, just sing, do your thing. Some dude gonna be so infatuated by the way you sing or the way you write songs, and you'll get some love.
Whatever lady was singing background in CNC Music Factory instead of the girl on the video. Like, yeah, big women can blow.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And that's not me joking, because I know some people out there, oh man, you just got through talking about Lizzo twerking and playing the flute. I mean, what's your chubby fetish guy? You know how social justice warriors are. Oh yeah, let me think. What do y'all think? Okay, here's another thing about accountability that people often don't think about: cancel culture. Cancel culture is a kind of accountability where they get mad at you if you say something on the internet and they try to ruin your career. Kind of like what Dave Chappelle was talking about in that Sticks and Stones special.
Where's the accountability in that?
I mean, it's they feel like that they're holding someone accountable for something they said years and years ago, or chasing them down if they if they say something on the internet. That is kind of a mock accountability.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Or trying to hold somebody to something that's it's overdue now, or it's like you just trying to put them on Front Street. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess but if you're canceling somebody and you're supporting them, like if you're a staunch supporter of them, and then you say, "Well, I'm canceling this person, I'm not supporting them no more," and it comes to a point where, oh, this person really is canceled because they just lost that support. I mean, you kind of are held to that, to your supporters. So you got to be accountable to your supporters and do what they say.
I mean, I do believe that there's a certain responsibility that does go if you're in the public eye. So yeah, if you say some crazy shit for real, that you should be held accountable for some of the shit that they be trying to call themselves canceling people for. That's just ridiculous.
Well, this is my thing. If we look at who people talk about they gonna cancel, they don't even matter. You wasn't supporting the person in the first place. How you gonna cancel somebody that you never go watch their movie, you never go to their shows, you know what I'm saying? You never buy.
You just try to lead a charge, right?
Yeah, like you don't do nothing for this person,
right? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people just want to have their say. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a great time of freedom of speech, and the social media and everything. Everybody wants to have their say. Not everybody's say is important.
Yeah.
So only the support, only who cuts, who affects the money and the bottom line is important. But nonetheless, everybody's gonna have their say.
Right. You can't be a vegan talking about I'm finna cancel this barbecue rib restaurant. You know what I'm saying? you
right. Because you went vegan, the restaurant is fine. It's servicing all the people that need that restaurant. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's a personal choice.
Yeah.
But everybody wants everybody to jump on the bandwagon. Hey, I'm boycotting Sal's Pizza. You boycott them with me.
Yeah. We boycotting Bob's Barbecue. He said such and such. Well, did you stop eating that? Well, I never ate that myself. What are you talking about? Well, I'm vegan, so I don't really eat his. Man, get out of my way.
Exactly. It's a waste of time. But that's when people trap you up in that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Why would you pay attention to this person whose opinion didn't count or matter?
Yeah, got you on that. They and speaking of the people that they tried to cancel, Roger. I mean, I don't know if anybody watches this show, The Mandalorian, but cancel culture has gone this far right here. They want to cancel Baby Yoda.
Now, what did Baby Yoda do to somebody?
They act like they directed the thing. They wrote and directed this. It's ridiculous. It doesn't even have it's ridiculous.
All right, is this somebody being facetious, or is what is this about?
No, I think episode 2 of The Mandalorian, like there was this little, I guess, frog type being that was carrying the Mandalorian to go find another person like him, and she was carrying some eggs, and Baby Yoda was around the eggs, and she in one place, and the baby went in a little jar and ate one of the eggs. It was
Is that a series?
Yeah, that's a series on Disney Plus. Like
I think
it's like the best Star Wars media like since the Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think what the fans can do now, then going into season 2, they can get that written. They can get that character written out the script and go in another direction. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not Yoda. You can't get Yoda out of there.
Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda. Like these people make me fucking sick.
Everybody's trying to have a say, get control. Hey, this is how I want it to go.
I'm canceling.
Well, my thing is, this is just this got to be started by somebody who knows nothing about Star Wars, because you can't cancel Yoda. It's Star Wars. That's like canceling space. Without space, Star Wars don't work.
Well, look at when they went from Groot to Baby Groot. You know what I'm saying? Do you bring Big Groot back? You know what I'm saying? If they say, hey, cancel, we don't like Baby Groot.
Man, some folks just ain't got shit else to do, man. Period. Is ridiculous. It's wild. Yeah, what do they accuse Baby Yoda of? Genocide because he ate a couple eggs. And then,
yeah, that's just ridiculous.
I mean,
it's a damn series. It's fictional.
Yeah,
right.
And think about this. Not everybody thinks like Earthlings. The little frog thing. They didn't. I mean, she gave a damn about the eggs, but I mean, it wasn't like she was counting every time. Like, like in other words, people in space might not even give a fuck for real. Not like us sensitive Earthlings. People don't. But let me.
I'm just saying, you can't cancel Yoda. I don't even care what he did. You can't cancel Yoda. You ain't got no series no more to cancel Yoda.
I'm trying to tell you. What direction do we head in after that?
Man, I don't know. I guess everybody just got to shut the fuck up at the same time, because if you don't, you might get canceled.
That's what I wish some SJWs to do. Just all at the same time.
The last name is Kibblesmith. I don't know what the fuck wrong with these folks, man. All right. Shout out to Absalom Bianchi. What's going on? Yeah, they trying to cancel Baby Yoda, man. Can't do that. Not Baby Yoda. Not 84-year-old Baby Yoda. That baby 84 years.
The whole concept of canceling Baby Yoda don't make no sense. I'm sorry. It don't make no sense. I don't care what Yoda did.
I'm getting my daughter a Baby Yoda for Christmas just because of that.
But I think people have been very they've been very they've been questioning the direction of where Star Wars has been headed for a long time now, right?
Man, like the last 3 movies that came out, man.
Right. So I think it's some backlash, and really getting to a point.
It was true backlash. Let me talk about one aspect of it. John Boyega just basically being used as a black insert. And then he acknowledged that, and he says he no longer wants anything to do with Star Wars. Period.
Like they didn't make him like he was a star. If you go in by the commercials and the thing, it looked like he was really going to be like a main star or a main character of the film.
But what happened to John Boyega was he was like the first of many black guys who would be written into insignificance as, kind of a weaker archetype rather than the strong, strapping heterosexual that, just grabs a woman and kills everything that's evil and the end. They don't depict us brothers like that. Yeah, yeah. They depict us. They depict us as either weak, gay, or when we're straight, we're dead. We get killed. You know, so
Facts.
yeah, I did say this on another show, but it's like at some point, brothers gonna have to take control of our own narratives because we no longer can trust anybody else to write us.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. That's why I love this manosphere and this YouTube and this space because that's what we get to do. That's exactly what we get to do. Control our narrative.
And it's absolutely necessary. And man, what? I was finna say something about what Kev was saying. I lost my thought.
No, I mean, well, I was in the realm of they write us to either be weak, gay, or straight and dead.
Oh,
You know,
you know what? It was that John Boyega thing when they first started advertising. It was a lot of people that got hyped about, oh, it's gonna be a black guy in Star Wars because people hadn't seen it yet.
but
And then,
there was even a backlash because of that too. I might add.
no, I was just about to say that too. So it
Yeah.
was a significant thing, and people really thought he was about to be like some type of really significant character. But as those movies went on, the more the movies went on, the less important he got. You know, you really thought he was gonna be somebody in the movie, but he
No,
ain't.
We
no,
can't have that now.
no, not when feminism is involved because it turned into total feminism. I mean, with the lead character Daisy Ridley. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with females being lead as long as it doesn't look like you're trying to check all boxes. I'm the generation that we had Ellen Ripley. So we had people like that. So we know what it's like for a female lead, a strong female lead. We know what that looks like, and didn't look that way. That's all I'm saying for that.
I
For,
mean, female leads ain't never been like a bad thing. It's a lot of good stuff that was done with strong female leads and strong female supporting characters. You know, Terminator was one of them. You had Aliens, that was just a female lead altogether. All this stuff is work. Only thing the movie got to be is good. It ain't got nothing to do with whether who's leading the movie. And people try to press that issue for some reason, but people just want to go see a good movie. That's what it really is. If you make the movie good, it comes
inclusion,
you know.
Right.
inclusion.
Right. Equality, inclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my thing is that stuff is not really even necessary to stress on. If you write a good script, the movie will be good, and we'll come see the movie regardless of who's the main character. You know, it's not like people actually go look up a movie and say, "Oh, I will go see this," but it's starring a woman, so I ain't going to see it. Like, who does that?
Nobody.
I've
Only
never heard
feminism.
one
Only
person
feminism thinks like that.
Yeah, I've literally never heard one person in my entire life say, "Man, they like it was gonna be a good movie," but a woman's the main character, so I ain't going. I ain't never
But
heard somebody say that.
but let me say this. Let me say this for those people. Yeah, we do kind of say that when they retcon stories and try to replace the male characters with female characters, such as that Ghostbusters film. Because on top of them doing that, it just wasn't a good film. That Charlie's Angels, that what's her name? Elizabeth, forgot her last name. She's one of the Elizabeths. But she directed the film, and it was what was that girl from Twilight? She was in the film. And the film just wasn't, it didn't do good, and she blamed it on the fact that that people were sexist. That's why they ain't like it. It wasn't that it wasn't a good film. It was that, or the Ghostbusters wasn't a good film. Is that people just are sexist and they're not ready for females to take lead in films and blah blah blah. And like I said, a lot of people, once they say that, they'll co-sign with that shit. Just like when old girl said, "Why don't we call this X Women or something?" In that X-Men film. It's just that they're not good stories.
It's bull because Set It Off was a good movie.
Yeah, with female leads. Yeah, of
Right.
course it was.
And it was its own, like, it wasn't based on a true story or anything. It was a good fictional, you know what I mean?
And it
Just a good
wasn't,
story.
and it also wasn't based on a legend or mytho that was already built by male characters.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It was his own thing. So
Yeah.
when women come up with their own original thing and let it be, that's fine. But when you're trying to remake something and then add all female leads, and then it's not good story, it's not good, theater, and it's just not good.
Great point. You got to give the people what they want at the end of the day. Doesn't make a difference who the star is.
Right. When you do things like that, it's like the WNBA. You need all women to support it.
Oh yeah, the complaints about the WNBA. Like there's this meme been going around. Like they'll show like it was like LeBron James, and then there was this player that I guess did as much for her team as LeBron does for his, and they're like she's not getting paid equally as him, and she should get the money. I'm like, well, you got to put butts in seats. You got to put butts in
Right.
seats.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's just a feminism argument. It's not nothing that's going to come true. I mean, get women to back it. If women want anything, you build it, y'all back it, y'all support it, y'all fund it, do it.
Yeah, and what I don't get is they feel like just because women are doing it, that people are supposed to be automatically on board, or like when they retcon these comic books and make some characters that are normally straight gay, like it's just going to work because of those characters' popularity before, or just like or with the WNBA, since they're playing basketball and it works for the guys, it's going to work for the women too. No, it's not like that. It doesn't work like that. Just because you
Never has been.
it just because you insert something or someone that you always wanted to see do something doesn't mean that it's going to inspire people to like it at all.
Right. This is a man's world. When men, like, we design it, we know what we want to spend with it. We don't spend much money. So when we do spend it, it's on exactly what we want to see. It's geared towards us. It was advertised towards us. It's for us. Like women trying to get guys in on what women want to do and things like that. It just doesn't work like that. It's not advertised towards us, and we're not gonna spend money behind that. It doesn't bring the same excitement. So you have to gear those things towards women. Women have to support those type of products, like or type of thing that's women driven. It's got to be women backed.
Yeah. Just like I would say, like I said, when they try to retcon stories and try to insert what they want to, like with these comic books, like with comic books, let's take comic books for instance. They came up with a newer X-Men team. And, hey Roger. Oh, he didn't pass out. Yeah, he'll wake up and realize what's going on. But yeah, but yeah, that's like he puts a lot of energy into what he does. So
Oh yeah, all day.
He's a good guy. He's really passionate about what he does. But
For
like
sure.
in comic books, they literally what they did in the comic book, they had this comic book called X-Men: Children of the Atom. And what they did was they took a team of inserts, gave them the same powers, and tried to say that these are going to be the guys that, they were going to make the X-Men team better. But it didn't work. My point in saying that is this. You can try to change it up all you want, but you're isolating the people who made you good. Like, why would you change a story for a fan base that has always been there? And
Right.
once they do something like that, the archetype and the audience they're targeting never buys into it. They're happy about the virtue signal, but they don't buy the stuff. They're not loyal.
Right.
So what's the point in running everything to that point?
Right. I think it's just a miscalculation. I mean, of course, they're doing these things to try to bring in a newer, younger audience. But when you're talking about the comic books and when you talk about anything historic and things that have a history and a way of going, people want to just see it continue. They want to see the tradition continue. You know, so you know, they just hitting and missing with these type of things, you know, because a lot of these things are passed down from your uncle or your father, you know, passing down these things to you, so you know it like that. And you know, what is this new thing? You know what I mean? You don't, you know, so if it's not just that new hot thing, and it's not going to catch on like that.
Yeah. Also, the inclusion thing is such a contradiction because what they do with inclusion, instead of it being actual inclusion, they want the other side to take completely over, you know,
Mm.
and exclude the group that I guess they were saying wasn't including them. So how is that inclusion anyway when you're just trying to take over?
Right. It's just a takeover. It's a divide and conquer.
Yeah, and you know that's why that's why you have things going on right now like Straight Pride Month. Well, not Straight Pride Month. That Straight Pride parade that just happened.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know, I think you're gonna see more stuff like that. And I mean, I don't care if that's the game they wanted to play. Hey, you know, they can play that game too. There's several billion people on this planet. You know, we can't control them all.
Right. Oh, not at all. And everybody's really getting into their freedom. So don't try to stop it or block them from it. You know?
Look who's laughing. Oh, you finally realize you. But no, we no nobody made fun of you, Roger.
Huh.
I mean,
I
Hey.
know I am.
exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
but I'm gonna say this though, when it comes to all this inclusion and whatnot, I don't want to see inclusion where you got to change what I already had. If you want to get some good inclusion, don't ruin stuff we already know. Add something new to it. You can have your inclusion, but have it make sense. Don't ruin stories because you want to include some or change something up that's already beloved by people. Just add something new. That's my thing. So when you have a universe, you know what I'm saying, any type of comic book universe or whatever the case is, there's something called new characters. All you gotta do is write them up, draw them up. They there.
But here's the thing about the new characters though. Uh, the people, like I said, the group that they try to target with these new characters, the group never buys it or never becomes loyal to it. They accept the virtue signal, say thank you for, you know, crossing that and breaking that barrier and all that other stuff, but they don't support the shit. You know why? Because the stories suck.
Right. It wasn't introduced properly.
Well, they gotta make some better stuff. And at the end of the day, if you making trash, we supposed to treat it like trash. So my thing is, I'm not saying that they have to make new stuff where they give us garbage. You know, don't sell me garbage because I'm not gonna buy garbage. At the end of the day, make up some new characters and actually create some new good storylines. Make it make sense. You can put a gay person in something that's already pre-existing, but you just got to make it make sense. That's all. When it feels forced, it looks wrong.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna give you a real quick example. They put a gay character in Mortal Kombat. It was the game before the game that's out that's out right now. His name was Kung Jin. That character in this newer game has not been mentioned, or nobody's ever no. There's nothing that happened to him. He just kind of disappeared. I guess the character didn't like once they started talking about him in that way. I guess the character didn't hit it off pretty good. I mean, as far as the gameplay, he was cool, but you know, once they made that important, I guess they just kind of sniped him for the next game.
Well, I mean, if the gay people ain't gonna play with the guy, I mean,
Exactly.
you
Where's the
know,
backing? You know, you targeted this towards an audience. Where's the backing for it? Where's their
yeah.
cry out? Where's
Yeah,
their, you know?
yeah. Like I said, like if you know that that crowd normally aren't gamers, why are you trying to bring them in anyway?
They just trying to impose on the straight people, and they want the heterosexuals to accept the whole LGBTQ community way of thinking, lifestyle, everything, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It just will not work. Heterosexual people do not want it.
No, not at all. And you can't shame them into liking it either. You can't shame us into liking it. You
No.
No.
can't.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say all the time, bro. As a young man, we used to go out and look at women. We used to go out and holler at women.
Yeah.
This is something I don't do with gay men because we're hollering at women. And he's not.
Conflict
Women
of
ain't his
interest.
target. Yeah, it's just women ain't his target. Now, does that mean he can't be a cool person or whatever the case? No, it don't mean that. We just doing something he ain't interested in. You know?
Right. Women aid that type of stuff. Women aid all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? They accept the gay community. Straight heterosexual men do not.
No,
A
I
woman
think
will
it's
tolerate going out with her group of girlfriends and having a gay guy and letting him holler at the gay, you know what I'm saying, and support him on all of that. Ooh, he like you, or you like him, you know what I'm saying? They'll get all into that with him.
I'm not gonna say we don't accept them. My thing is we're not interested in the same things all the time. If a gay man is at a sports bar watching a football game, nobody cares. You see what I'm saying? But when you start doing other stuff that's more sociable and more human to human behavior, you can't. I'm not finna kiss you. I'm not finna be hugged up with you. Just it's
Well,
not your element. You gotta
now
go to
those
another
cross into
game.
those cross into the actions of a gay man, which would be
Yeah,
something sexual. So we socialize sexually, like, you know what I mean. This is what we all do sexually. So the guys in this crowd should be all doing the same thing.
yeah. And my thing is like they try to push it like the guy can't watch the football game. He can come watch the game. Like anybody gonna trip about that.
Right. It's just till you
But yeah,
start acting out your sexuality. That's the problem.
Yeah. I would say so.
no, I mean I've been in public places and no, I done been at the sports bar and the game come on and it was gay people there. Anything you do downtown, it's gonna be some gay people here. You know what I'm saying? You may not know who it is, but it's gay people there. When you down in downtown Chicago, you know what I'm saying? The gay folks is there too. So I done been to the sports bar. You know what I'm saying? Gay people was in the room, like nobody cared. But at the end of the day, we're not gonna go off and do the same thing after the game over with. You gonna
Yeah.
go do
Right.
some gay stuff. I'm gonna do some straight stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you got two type of gays. You got a quiet gay, then you got a flamboyant gay. Now, if you got a guy that's just, he may not be kissing everybody or doing anything sexual, but he's just got a lot of overt gestures that are just very feminine and he's just outwardly, flamboyantly gay. Guys may leave that scene where he's at. Heterosexual men may not want to stay in that atmosphere if he's creating it. But generally, as long as you're not showing your sexuality, everybody's pretty even and just enjoying an event.
Yeah, but my thing is, I don't like people trying to create this narrative about black men and gays. We ain't got no issue with them. We just not on the same team. That's all. They gonna do some stuff that we just not interested in. We
And
gonna do
then,
stuff that
and then
they ain't
also,
interested in.
and also the important thing to remember is they feel like their sexuality should be a perk that should be revered by all. And I ain't with that shit. I mean, whatever you decide to do on your own free time, hey, you know what? Knock yourself out. Or have somebody knock. But but as far as like imposition, I will never do not impose on me. Do not impose. Do not feel like that I have to sit there and carry the flag for you. You're gonna carry your own goddamn flag. Period.
Right. Gay people, they just try to get things. They're trying to get things passed where everything could be accepted because gay people know who to play gay with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My thing is, where are they not accepted? That's my question. Where are they not accepted?
They want to be. They want to have free reign. They want it to be. They want to be loose everywhere.
Yeah, they want to be Billy Porter.
No. I think the issue is that gay people want to be. They want straight people to participate with them. We're not going to participate with you. You accept it, sure, because you can go into a bar, you can go into a restaurant, you can go to a bowling alley, you can do all kinds of stuff as a gay person. Nobody's saying, "Oh no, you gay, you can't come in." Ain't nobody doing that. Nobody cares about gay people like that. So they need to stop trying to make other people care about them like that. Nobody cares. Live your life. We ain't even thinking about other straight people, let alone got time to be thinking about some gay people.
Yeah.
I tell you what, their whole political front, they're spending a lot of money in this economy. They're doing a lot of things. They're in Congress. They're behind your entertainment. You know what I mean? They're everywhere and in high places. So if they want to say something and make something move, oh, they're trying to make it move. They're trying to make it happen. You know?
My thing is, you still gay at the end of the day. So why am I gonna care? I'm not. I'm just not gonna care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they kind of need you to accept it. They kind of need you to turn a blind eye to it and not say, we've been dealing with gay people. Like, this is not nothing new. Gay people been around us and they've been on the books and, you know, in society for a long time. So you're saying now that they want everybody to know and they want to make moves and things like that. But it's political. Because they're in high places.
Yeah, but my thing is, what's the fight for? They already let them get married. Like, what else is there to fight for?
Right, exactly. So now it's just right. What else is there to fight for? I mean,
now, I give them the argument because I say that myself. Like, okay, now because I was always on some like, what can't gay people do? What's the fight for? And okay, but so my thing's like, okay, well, somebody brought up marriage. I say, okay, cool. But they did fix that. But gay people can get married too now. I don't even know why they would want to, but gay people can get quote unquote married now. So once you got married, what else is left?
What really? That's a great question. What else you want to do?
So I look at them as just like feminism. Like, women got rights to do everything dudes can do. So what is there to fight for at this point?
Right.
If it ain't about supremacy, you know what I'm saying, then what are you fighting for?
Right. And then what does supremacy under your flag look like, or in your?
I don't even want to know. You say, you know what I'm saying? I'm not interested in your version of supremacy. You got rights to do what I can do. You should be happy now.
I totally agree.
You know what I'm saying? And as a black man, we can't even really exercise our rights the way we're supposed to.
I was going to say that. Like, we have to politicize and get our group in the political marketing games, and we can start to flex some muscle like they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real next thing. Like, everybody's flexing muscle, gays, the feminism, everybody. So when is the black man gonna start flexing some muscle? This is what we want.
Because I'm not gonna say they don't exist because I don't research gay people like that, but I don't know of any gay problems. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard that you can't go to the doctor because you gay, or you can't take this job because you gay, or you can't live over here because you gay. I don't know about any gay problems.
No, because they can't get there. That's discrimination. They can't get treated not like a regular human.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's try to go ahead and get it back to the topic. I mean, there's a lot of truth being said, but we all know how sensitive this community is. You know, you say the slightest thing and it's off to the fucking racists with trying to destroy you. Mm-hmm. And I don't give a fuck at all. I don't think they're any more victim than anyone else is on this planet. Seriously. You know, I think it's ridiculous the way they carry on in public, like they're not being and there's always the motherfuckers always talking about they ain't being included in shit. You know,
right. Like what you're not being included in?
Like seriously, like honestly, like if I wasn't like I had this concept growing up. If I wasn't invited to the party, I just threw my own party. I didn't care about being invited to your little stupid party. I just had my own. Period.
It's always been like that.
Yeah, so I mean,
trying to force everything down people's throats or just be seen and be known, and to me, it's just recognition.
Can you imagine the level of discomfort forcing your way on the people that don't like you?
Well, I wanted to say something about this kid because I see stuff a little bit different, and maybe I'm a little meaner. But when I throw a party, I'm gonna invite who I want to. I don't care about your opinion if you can get invited.
Right.
That's just the way I see it. I'm gonna invite who I want to. Right. Now, if you want to come to my party, that's great. That don't mean you can come though.
But have you advertised your party and put it all out there? Hey, it's a party tonight at Rogers. Everybody show up. Everybody come. That's what it's about. Seems like with me to them. Like, I mean, it's like you just want all this attention. I mean, what don't you have? What do you need?
My thing is everybody's supposed to be able to throw their party, and the people who want to come can go to their party. Some people ain't gonna want to go to your party, but if a person is throwing a party and they don't want you there, just leave. I don't want to go to a party where people are adamantly against me being there. Like I've went to places and they be like, okay, but this is an all women's thing. Okay, cool. Well, let me turn around. It ain't that big a deal. You know,
Right.
do y'all?
Right.
You know,
I mean,
but I ain't
gays
finna
are being
fight.
written into.
No, I'm just gonna say that I ain't finna fight to be inside the day space. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all doing y'all little event, whatever, it's cool. It's a bunch of women. I'm not a woman. I'm not gonna fight to get on stage, take your mic and you know take up y'all time. No, y'all do y'all. It's cool. I ain't tripping. I wasn't invited. I'm good.
Yeah, they got a bad conversion fetish. Like they want to convert everybody. You know, it's like the greatest thing to take somebody that's straight or take something that is straight and then convert it.
Well, my thing is that's called being a weirdo.
Here's the thing: can you truly convert someone? Is that you can't convert something? That means
Or pervert it.
like if you converting a person from being straight to being gay, that means they were already gay. That ain't no conversion right there.
Right. Well, I guess they're helping that along, right? Because with the kids, like they want to try to get to their minds and everything early, so before they even decide whether fully are they male or female, they're already, having,
Yeah,
So there's agendas at hand and at play, and of course it's going to be to get to the kids. Kids first.
My thing is they do weirdo stuff, and they want us to not look at it as weirdo stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because if you seen a person stalking, you're gonna look at him as a weirdo, right? You see a person, one person A don't want to hang out with person B, but person B keep going everywhere person A go to. Now person A done made it clear, look, person B, I don't want to hang around you. Person B still lurking around the corners and all that, trying to be everywhere person A is. Now, if these are two straight people, you're gonna call this person sick or a weirdo. That's just what it is. So now, because you make one person gay, now it's not sick and it's not weird that you want to be everywhere this person that don't want you around is. No, you're a weirdo. That's all it is.
Absolutely. But pedophiles are weirdos and all this type of stuff. So it's like that's where it's headed. You know what I mean? To be able to get to the minds of the kids and do some real weirdo stuff.
Yeah, they already writing books and shit.
That's right. It's all over everywhere. They writing it into all the cartoons.
I'm talking about children's books, straight up
children's books. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I put that
cartoons, anything.
Because parents should be monitoring what their kids are watching and reading. So I put that on the parents.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the fathers aren't in the house, and women are very pro-gay.
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna trip. My thing is they do actually have a right to be pro-gay. I'm just gonna treat them like they pro-gay. That's all.
Right. It's gonna turn a lot of little boys into like effeminate girls, effeminate men.
Yeah.
They're gonna go through a lot of different changes.
But that's when they shift that accountability to us when the boys turn out like that.
Nope, you took accountability away. You did not. You had these babies out of wedlock. No, you took all. Like women are operating like they're really absolving men of all responsibility and everything. Like they don't have no idea. They're really telling men, "Hey, you don't have to do anything." You know what I mean? There's no like all their moves and actions, and us not taking our roles is affecting everything, and they're taking it from us. Like. You know what I mean? They're divorcing us. They're not getting into relationships and healthy bonds and all this type of stuff. They're taking that away from us. And then when they don't choose the guys that want to do the right things with. It's like they're absolving men of responsibility. So men can't now come into the picture or even have a say so in the matter. You're not making him the man. You're not letting the man be the man.
Well, see, my thing is, I don't even like the way people say that, and I know you ain't mean nothing bad, but this is what I always say: men gonna be men, period, and the man don't need your permission. So I'm gonna come in, being a man. If you got a problem, I'm dipping on you. Because I'm not gonna be arguing with you. I'm not gonna ask, can I leave? I'm not gonna ask for your permission to do X, Y, and Z. I'm just gonna be me. And if that's a problem for you, I'm about to dip off on you. Simple as that. I ain't got to explain myself or nothing. I gave you a chance to follow my lead. You didn't respond to it quick enough to satisfy me. I'm gone. It's that simple.
So now women need escape clause and escape plan in that. Like, excuse me, Lord, excuse me, state, excuse me, judge. This man is not following my lead. This man is not complying with me.
Yep. And I ain't about to do it.
Do you have another plan in mind? What can we do now? How you going to get these men in line? And they don't have anything. There's nothing there. There's no safety net other than get his child support or get his money like that. There's nothing there. So there goes man's responsibility. There goes man say so.
They had us in a position when we was just marrying women at a much higher rate, but they done made it where it's just like, well, why am I going to participate in that? You know?
Right.
And then the men stop having kids on.
Right. It's just a bad deal, like you know what I'm saying. And everybody wants their freedom, so women have to actually choose. When it's time to have babies, they have to choose family men to play these roles in that you know that role with.
Yeah.
And they're not doing it. They're choosing anything but. And now the chickens will come home to roost.
Yeah, let me say this real quick. Yeah, I got 20 people watching, and what I see is 28 likes. Hopefully, the one of those likes is yours. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed, you should be. So go ahead and take care of that for me. Get the likes up, subscribe if you haven't, and get some of this great content. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I also do news stories. So feel free to browse the channel and watch some of my news stories and commentary videos. Then also, if I haven't said it already in this broadcast, and I don't think I have, long live the habitual line steppers. In fact, that was super chatted. So okay, yeah. So
you can never say it too much.
You can never say it too much. Long live the habitual line steppers. See. But tonight's topic is for accountability. Fellas, the accountability piece. When we talk to females about what they should be accountable for, we talked about we didn't know what you're talking about when people say that black men aren't held accountable. What is the accountability piece for the females? What do we hold them accountable for? In particularly, I hold them accountable for the way their children turn out, especially if they choose to be single mothers. I don't think that you choose to be a two-parent home if you procreate in the backseat of a car with no living arrangement and you barely know the guy. So to me, that's choosing to be a single mother. And I do hold you accountable for that, especially when your kid turns out to have a negative impact on our, society, especially when there's many of us out here trying to be productive and make sure that this is a better world for our children. So, I just wanted to say that real quick.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a bond between women and men that, is everlasting, that we have to work with each other to get each other through life and to get our families and everything into the next generations. Especially in the black community, we could never afford not to be operating outside of that. We never had anything, right? And we try to amass things together. So for anybody to be working, one party to be working and be single, and another party to be working and single, and we not coming together and conjoining and getting things done. To make women believe they have the freedom to not to come underneath a man and to live that type of life is a false lie that will be turned back against men and the back against family. You know what I mean? Now we look like the jokes, the butt of the jokes of our families, like that we're not at the helm.
I'm gonna say this. I hold the women accountable for everything that they did. I don't hold them accountable for what men did. I hold them accountable for what they did. So if you are in a bad situation and you're able bodied, you know what I'm saying, your mind works perfectly and things like that, my thing is that's on you. That's the choice you made to be in that situation. It's all your fault at the end of the day. Because until you respect the fact that it's your fault, you're not gonna change it. So I just look at whatever they did, that's their fault. You know, they'll start telling me stuff about what men did and all that. My thing is, I don't need to worry about the man, you know, to you. If I want to worry about the man, I'll talk to him. But I'm going to hold you accountable for what you did. And, you know, a lot of them ain't prepared to deal with that type of level of accountability, but they're definitely prepared to dish it out. So,
No, they're not. They're not ready to deal with their level of accountability. I'll put it like that. They will argue with you about their part in it and how you should see things their way anyway.
Right, which is
yeah.
bogus, because you have to. The bottom line for women, okay, we all have freedom, right? We all understand freedom. We have freedom of choice, freedom of decision, freedom to do whatever we want, and in that freedom, we can make mistakes. So within the black community, we don't have the same freedoms. Like, we have to still stay within a tight realm of operating, or we don't make it.
Absolutely.
So women actually thinking they can partake in all the freedoms, especially black women partake in all the freedoms of life. No, you actually cannot. And their life is all about bucking that and rejecting that. You know what I mean? Oh, I could do it all. We can have it all. We could do what we want. We could have this. It don't work like that. And but society, the way it works back on men is because all throughout the whole globe and world, all societies are held up, and through the leadership of the men. So this is how it works back on us in terms of image.
Well, I think the main problem we have, we as the black men of this country, we don't want to hold black women accountable. We say it, but when you're standing there in her face and she's telling you X, Y, and Z, and then she's blaming it on some man, we don't stop and be like, "No, slow down. You did that yourself." You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. At least not from what I'm seeing. We don't do that ourselves. Me, I'll do it, but I think I'm a very much in the minority of men that I actually tell women, like, stop lying to me, stop with the BS. Those two statements that you made right there, both of them can't be true at the same time. And we don't stop with them. They just tell a story and we just go along with it because it's a female. And we
Right. Well, it's you holding them to a personal accountability in your life. Like, you personally will not be coming over here with all the mess. You know what I'm saying? But
absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? But and all men do that, but then we all make a decision to settle with somebody or get something or try something and try to put our all into it or whatever the case may be. But ultimately they have a freedom. How can we hold women accountable when they have a freedom to mess with Tom, Dick, and Harry and do whatever they want? Like, in a freedom, we can't hold anybody accountable. That's the whole concept and idea within the black community, is we don't have those same freedoms. We have to stay actually tight. You know what I mean? It would be pro-black love, pro-black family, pro-black me and you work it together. Pro we leave everybody else out and we make sure our thing is handled and tight. But we have gotten away from that for trying to enjoy in the white person, the white man, or just a luxury of freedom that we don't have. Our families depend on it. Our getting to the next generation, we don't have that freedom. Everything depends on making that right decision and getting with that guy. And you know what I mean? That family decision is important.
Also, what's pro-black in this day and age anyway?
Well, my thing is I leave them separate. There's pro-black and then there's black feminists, and black feminists are just white supremacists. So I hate when people talk about pro-blacks and they talk about some black feminist stuff. I hate that.
Well, but pro-black has gotten convoluted. It's really a verb. It's pro-black love, pro-black family. It's another adjective. It's another word that goes with it to make it complete. It's not just pro-black just to be pro-black. You know, that's void of action. It's pro-black love, pro-black family.
I'm with you.
So I operate under pro-blackness, but people will try to use it and like people will trick people under it. You know what I mean? I'm pro-black, but you can't be it until you actualize it.
I'm with you there. If you're not pro-black family, you're not pro-black.
You're not pro-black. You know.
And if you don't vote, if you had a hard time making a decision to vote for Joe Biden or Trump, then you ain't black.
Oh man, these decisions have nothing to do with blackness. No, nothing. You were pro yourself on that move.
Yeah, but it's hard for me to believe that not one person of some level of fame called out Joe Biden for talking about if you ain't vote for me, then you ain't black. The fact that he would boldly say that on air to let people know, if you didn't think that's what he's thinking, this is what he clearly decided. You got to go through Joe Biden to even get your black card. The day I need to talk to a white man about my black card is that day ain't never coming. I'm gonna leave it at that. That day ain't never coming.
Well, I can't see the sense in that. Can't see the sense in that at all.
Oh my God! I can't even touch on that.
Mm-hmm. I can't. I got to talk to Joe Biden about my black card. Boy, somebody should. Just in case he's president-elect, it was a slap-worthy comment, but I am not recommending anybody touch that man.
Joe Biden trolling.
Hey, he probably getting the whole Secret Service thing right now. So at the end of the day, we got to be careful because if he's made to be president-elect, which I don't think is gonna happen, but if they make him president-elect, you can't say nothing against a president or something like that. So I just said the comment itself was slap-worthy. I am not saying anybody should touch Joe Biden, just to make it clear.
Yeah. He is the president-elect, so to speak.
Oh yeah. Well, we're not expecting anything. Right. Well, we're not expecting anything to come down the pipeline for black people. So
I mean, we rejected a contract with Black America. I mean, well, they did, as in those people who did that.
That sounds so terrible when you say that out loud.
What do you mean?
When I just heard it out loud, we rejected a contract with Black America. That sounds so terrible out loud.
Yeah, it does. It's a shame too. It's a damn shame.
Who's we, and explain this?
Black people. And because he went to, he was invited by both parties. I mean, if I'm getting the story right, to present his contract with Black America. What he didn't get, he got the more personal meeting from the Republican Party, but the Democratic Party, it was a Zoom call. It was like a get out and vote rally. And he couldn't explain that to them in that form. So when he told the story, everybody assumed that, the narrative got out that he endorsed Trump, and that's where everything went wrong. And this man literally explained dozens of times that was not the case. And people were like, well, fuck you. We're just going to think what we want to think about you anyway. So, when people say stuff like, well, black men have privilege and nobody's holding black men accountable. What the fuck exactly are you talking about? You hold black men accountable on twisted narratives and lies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many public places will how many public appearances do you think Ice Cube will be able to make from here on out and not hear some bullshit about what just happened?
Right.
And damn, and Vivica, oh my God. It's like she's just been on a tangent lately. I don't know what's wrong with them women. I just don't.
I mean, they just always. I mean, they on national TV, and they're just I mean, they just always have to push back on the black man. I mean, anything that he comes up with, I mean, it's more like a micro to the macro, you know, like of their lives. Like they don't adhere to black men. So
That's
you
a good
know,
point.
it makes perfect sense, you know. But it's a shame that we have to show America that disconnect. So we have to show, you know, the world like, oh, they're not on the same page.
Mm. Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, let me show y'all something real quick once I find it.
Uh-oh, Absalom heard it. I ain't black. And you know what? I didn't vote for Joe Biden. Am I still black?
Apparently not. Apparently not, because I didn't vote for Joe Biden either.
Oh, wait a minute. But I didn't vote for Trump. Did he say if you vote for Trump, or did he just say if you don't vote
You
for
said,
Joe Biden?
Hold on one second. He said if you have a problem deciding between me and Trump, then you ain't
Oh,
black. That's what he said.
okay. So I had my decision could only be between those two people. So I
Mhm.
guess I'm not black if I want to take his words to heart. You know what I'm saying? So I'm supposed to go to some white guy so he can explain to me how to be black. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, that's what
This
you're
guy
supposed
ain't.
to do.
Yeah, he ain't been black one day of his life, and he gonna tell me the finer inners and outs about how to be black in America, huh?
The closest
Oh yeah.
thing, the closest thing is he reminded everybody that they were black with that crime bill.
Mm-hmm.
What about this guy? You think he was scared? The what you see on the screen here? You think he was scared that he wouldn't be black if he didn't vote for Joe Biden?
Mm.
He was like, "We're not deterred. The black vote in Detroit is higher than it's ever been, and we will determine the outcome because we've gone from picking cotton to picking presidents."
I
I don't know. We've been
don't
picking
know about this
presidents.
guy. I
I
mean,
mean,
It's not new.
you think
I
this
guess
guy
he
wanted?
meant well.
I
When,
it's,
when
it's,
being uninformed goes wrong.
I mean, I think this whole campaign was about getting Trump out of office, right? And
yeah.
all black people were supposed to be on board with that. So they were all supposed to be voting Biden's way.
Mhm.
So the monkey wrench in the thing was, oh, but these black men are going to be voting Trump. So it still presents like this, you know, us versus them type of thing. Like, and it's just ridiculous. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
if you just wanted Trump out of office, you should have gave me at least a defense attorney to work with. You don't give me guys who write the crime bill up and the person who wanted to make sure people serve time under that same crime bill.
oh man, we always picking the lesser of two evils.
I ain't picking no prosecutors.
That they always just left us with that. You pick the lesser of two evils. Well, either way, you getting screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always
So,
say
you know,
folks need to start looking at who else is in the election. It was about 15 people running for president. It's just people only know about two.
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean,
I mean,
they pick their primary candidates, and you can only really choose between those two. It's the two most popular, most big time, and that's it. It don't
how,
matter who those other people running for president are. They ain't got no backing.
how is it that the level of accountability goes up for black men once you start talking about what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have done in their careers? You know, I posted this meme as kind of a joke, but it's truth to it. It's like every time you approach, I mean, on social media, every time I've either approached or was in a discussion with black people who voted for Joe Biden, uh, then you bring the crime bill up. One of the first things they'll say is, "Oh, you act like those people, all those people are innocent." I'm like, "Oh, or they didn't commit. You act like they weren't committing crimes." And I post this meme right here every time they say something like that. It's like, what are you screaming Black Lives Matter for? Period.
Well,
Hey, that's real talk right there. This means real
right.
talk. You know,
Yeah.
enough said, Forrest. Enough said.
Well, you know, black men's relationship to this country, for our historic relationship, has been a workforce. You know what I mean? And if we're not a workforce, if we're not needed as a workforce here in this country, I mean, there's nothing less to do. The next thing is to lock us up or to get our work out of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be
One
tax
time,
write-offs and right and this
they
type of
gonna find
things,
some way to make us work.
right? Or be productive or get some, you know what I mean? The private prisons and all this type of stuff. This is a whole new industry now, so they were locking people up left and right, down south especially. Um, but so I look at it like, okay, so now what do you want to do with these people? Oh, well, we have to keep them, and you know, they're going to be part of the system. So you know, people want to know, well, what are you going to do with these black folks? What are you going to do with these black men? Oh, we're going to be locking them up. Don't worry. You know, it's that type of attitude.
Yeah,
You know,
like what they bring up the fact that there were black people that voted for that crime bill as well, instead of the fact that Joe Biden authored that crime bill. And you know, well, that is true, but what the hell does people like Jim Clyburn have to do with? I mean, other than the fact that he voted for the shit, that what does he have to do with how all these families who were destroyed by this crime bill feels? You know, what do they have to do with all of that?
Mm.
I hate that we have this mentality as a people, and I have to acknowledge Jim Clyburn as a black man because that's what he is. You know, I don't agree with 99.8% of anything he says because I haven't heard the point two that I agree with. I'm sure it exists, but I'm not losing any sleep over it. It's like I hate that our people have this mentality that they don't care about shit unless it happens to them. You know, it can happen to you, it can happen to anybody else all fucking day. But, you know, as long as that crime bill didn't affect me personally, I guess that means that, you know, I guess that means that we can't hold Joe Biden accountable for it, you know.
right. Well, you know, low key, our own people hate us. I mean, we're moving into a more gentrified, you know, America. So, you know, what are we gonna do with all these loose black men running around? So it's like, you know, it's a half-hearted. We care, but we don't care. You know what I mean? And I you know, our place here in America and what we're here to do, they try to go against anyway. You know, they're not going to promote our image. They're not going to, you know, get us the high paying jobs to take care of our families and things of this situation. So it's like, you know, how do we care? Or, you know, as if things get more rich and poor, if you got a 80-20 rule going, the 20% of making it and 80% of suffering, you know what I mean? That large 80% wouldn't care about a lot of things. But if you're talking about just going to jail or, you know, why should men care? You know, why should we care about men getting locked up and things of that? I mean, men would care. So, you know, if we don't show politically that we care, then we are saying that we don't care. And it's every man for himself. Only those people that commit crimes would be worrying.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I heard you over there. Itis. That sandwich
Hey,
is saying
man.
effect. That sandwich. Shout out to Information Man Show. He's in the chat. Peace, brother.
Peace, Information Man.
Yeah, but yeah, the topic is A is for accountability. Like, you know, the whole pretending like brothers aren't held accountable for things, like we're held accountable for things that we're responsible for, we're not responsible for. I mean, yeah, it's just a grab bag of accountability. Now, as it for everyone else, hey, you know what? Jury's out on a lot of that shit.
Well, I'm not gonna even say the jury's out. At the end of the day, no people don't have to face it like black men have to face it. We got to answer for it, because like you said at the beginning of the broadcast, a dude just happens to be at a place where a woman kills a child. He ain't got nothing to do with anything. Now he's facing life. Now was it a bad idea to put himself at the mercy of the court? Oh, absolutely it was. That's the last thing a brother wants to do in this country is put himself at the mercy of the court. But okay, so somebody needs to be held accountable for that child dying though, because that child was killed at the end of the day. Now, why is it that you just can't hold the mother accountable on her own? Well, because the dude is black, so he was there. Therefore, that's good enough. Now, let's say he wasn't there. Okay, once the woman got arrested, what was going to happen to the guy more than likely? As soon as he come home, now he's getting arrested too. Why? Because he lives there. And at the end of the day, no one can give you enough excuses to let a black man off the hook if he was there. That's just the world we live in. Can't make that many excuses.
Man, that's a situation that's just bugging me out. I almost feel like we need the old march for that, brother. Like, I mean, like, I just don't get that. And the woman should have been able to plead insanity. But I know the white man protects the woman, period, because she's the baby maker. She's making the next workforce.
Exactly. So, and her job is to keep us in line so they don't have to put a white face on it.
There you go. That's to get the God part. That's to get the man part. Take him down too. It's rough. Because Roger said put himself at the mercy of the court, and I'm like, how did he do that? He can't be in the next room. He can't be in the next room bumping his music and with his headphones on in the next room and just be that for the day.
No, I mean when you're present, they're going to somehow put it on you as well. When you're just for being present.
I'm in the next room with my headphones on. I'm downstairs in the washroom. I'm in another section of the house. I'm doing something. I don't know what's going on over there. I'm thinking my woman's just disciplining my child, or they got to, or whatever the case may be. But the woman's got it. It's a child in there and a grown woman. Even if I was aware, like, you know what I'm saying? There's no way though that I did that or that I should be at the mercy of the court. Which to Roger's point is what I was saying.
The only thing that may have given him a shot was if he called the police on her himself. It may have given him a shot. I can't even guarantee that would have helped.
Right. I hear you. But it's just the whole idea of I'm in another room. I'm doing something else. I don't know what's going on down the hall at the other room. And I can't be in my household and do that. I can't always know what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? If the baby drowned or something, like where I should have been, you know what I mean?
Hey, let me clarify something.
Well, can I say this real quick? Because they got a word for what he's describing.
All right, go ahead.
It's called an accomplice. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, Raj. If me and you actually climbed the building and went in through the window together.
Throw yourself on the mercy of the court means an admission of guilt.
That's where I'm like, what was I being charged with? That's my first thing. What am I being handcuffed and being brought down here for? You know what I'm saying? That's my first thing. And then if you're trying to charge me with something that I didn't do, now I'm on a whole nother note.
Well, if that's an admission of the court, I'm gonna interject my father's rule. Now, keep in mind, as a young man, I've been around my father plenty. But to this day, I've never, I ain't saying he didn't do it, but I've never seen my father lie. I'm not saying he ain't never told no lie. I'm just saying I ain't never seen it. And even he told me, you never tell on yourself. So I don't know what was going on.
But when you say he's pleading, it's like you already thrown the book at me, or you're trying to charge me and plead and throw this on me. But I'm pleading like, no, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing to do with this. It's almost like there's a statement written somewhere by that woman that this man beat on my child too.
Well, my thing is, if you throw yourself on the mercy of the court, even if you pleading guilty, a guilty verdict is supposed to give you some type of a lesser punishment or something like that because you're showing some type of remorse. But
Ooh,
he
you so
did that
right.
and he still got life.
Got life. Ooh, you so right. It's just amazing. It's amazing. I feel I don't know how to feel about that case. It's crazy. I need to know more. Like this can't be. It's
Well, my
just it's
thing
sad.
is, for all you brothers listening, that's what you get for when you throw your mercy. I mean, throw yourself at the mercy of the court.
you go
You know,
you go under the court. You go under the jail.
Yeah, he was found guilty of aggravated murder, felonious assault, permitting child abuse. Listen to that choice of words. Permitting child abuse, which means that they feel like I said before, he should
Like
have
he okayed it.
Yeah, like he should have interjected and stopped it. You know, that's what
He didn't. But do he even know what's going on? Like, is there a record of where he knew that this girl was being beat, and he was like, he said, "No, don't beat that girl like that," or you know what I'm saying, or anything like, like, is he oblivious to what's going on, or does he really, you know what I mean? Does like, to be an accomplice means that I'm well aware, and I helped at it. I aided it.
Also, but it doesn't stop. 3 counts of endangering children and tampering with evidence.
Oh, he did something slick. Now see all these charges, he must something's got to be more to the story.
Yeah, but once he was found guilty, he started like just pleading.
He tried to remove some clothes. He tried to cover up something. I don't know what he did, but that last charge is fishy as hell.
All I know is he looked bad because he gonna go to prison and they gonna find out he killed a baby. That ain't gonna go over well with folk.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
But like I said, there's that level of accountability that's there. Like it's there.
It's there. You know,
it's there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's there in some form.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's justified or unjustified.
Facts. It's there.
You're a man, you were present. Now, if the man had killed the child and the woman, think about it. Like, let's flip it. If the man had killed the child and the woman was in the other room, do you know?
Does she go down? Right. Does she get all those charges?
Or does she cry and say, "Oh, my baby, my baby"? You know.
Right. That's a good question. It's a great question. I think the state protects the woman and just, we got our guy. You know. Yeah. The black man is the face of criminality. You know, on the planet. It seems like.
Yeah, and they did get them a guy, so stay cool.
Right. We got one.
One guy and a dead baby. Stay fine with that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So as far as the level of accountability that we're held to as black men, would you want anything to change about it? What would you want to change about it? I mean, honestly, my thing is like, I don't mind being held accountable for the things that I am responsible for directly. Now, if I care about the community enough, I should want to be, I should be able to hold others accountable as well. And, I expect to be held accountable because I live day to day as a black man. It's expected now. It's business as usual. But if anything, what would you want to change as far as the level of accountability that we are held to as black men?
I would say the marriage laws.
Okay. You went for legislation.
I'm gonna go with we gotta change what's being taught to the kids at the end of the day. We gotta change that because I told y'all that it's certain girls that I help out with, And even the person that's basically raising them now, she'll have this whole thing about of this is y'all father. My thing is like I teach them like, no, I'm not your daddy. You know who your daddy is. And it's not right for women to try to even have the idea that they can just switch men out. I ain't gonna never be him. You don't need to look at me that way. I'm just a guy. Y'all got lucky enough that's helping y'all out. That's all it come down to at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like it because it teaches that mindset that men are disposable. Whether she means something bad or not, it still teaches that men are disposable because you can't just say that some other dude is their father. That's not cool. Not to me anyway. But like I said, I call stuff out. So, she can keep saying it to them, but my thing is y'all better not ever bring it to me.
I feel you.
Yeah, I do what I want when I want, and y'all lucky I'm even deal with y'all. And y'all need to understand this is something that y'all need to be thanking God for. That there's a man that decides to help y'all because I don't owe you anything. I press that issue.
And and nobody owes anybody anything. Nobody's entitled to anything. And I've even said this recently. Everyone is responsible for their own happiness. If you are an unhappy person on a regular basis, there's nothing that anyone else needs to be held accountable for, except for actual trauma. They're not being subjective about the trauma, not because of something you read on the internet, like toss that bullshit out the window. I'm talking about actual life altering trauma. Outside of that, pretty much you need to wing it.
Right. Well, we all have freedom, so I mean, man's accountability has always been to his family. To head and lead his family. So without men, without families to lead and to head, and women to follow behind, is not much to be accountable to.
Hmm. I feel accountable for the next 18 years and beyond because I helped create a life. Beyond because I'm a father. I'll always be your dad, no matter what
Right.
age he is. And as long as I got a beating heart in my chest, then that's going to be the case. Period. So that's my level of accountability. If I involve another life, and unfortunately there are some guys out there that aren't like this. If I involve another life, then I'm automatically accountable for that. And I do understand that. And I don't need to be reminded by anyone of that. Is I know, it's understood. But if Pookie's having 8 kids by 7 different women and 3 of them know each other, that ain't got a fucking thing to do with me. Period. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell. I'm not gonna sit up here and
And
tell.
their polygamy.
Yeah. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell guys they shouldn't do something that you won't say no to.
Right. No, I mean, like you said, like Roger said, we have to be accountable for ourselves. But like we all have freedom, so we're accountable for ourselves anyway. Is when we start like making lives and taking on new lives and things like that, is where our accountability really starts.
It's like nobody's being, nobody like I heard Roger say earlier, nobody's being forced.
Right. There's no force.
There's no lawfully being forced to do anything. You pretty much have the freedom to do whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And be a single mother and all. So a lot of women choose that. They could be with men or
Ain't no
be.
accidental births.
No, not at all. I mean,
no, it's not.
right. Without with all this birth control.
Yeah, if they didn't want to have that kid, they wouldn't have had the kid. Like, period.
Right. Right.
Even with the even with the cruel finality of abortion, they still got that option. It's that's the thing that you need to be held. Like, if you say yes to a guy and you let him shoot the club up, you need to be ready for everything that happened after that shit, whether it be a baby or an STD, or in some unfortunate cases, both.
See, this is my thing. People dance around abortion to a certain degree, I don't care what people feel about abortion. I don't care whether you feel it's right or you feel it's wrong. All I know is black women use it as birth control. That's what I do know. They've aborted enough kids that I know without shadow of a doubt that they do use it as birth control. Whether anybody got something to say about it or not. So there are no babies that are had that they didn't want. And if you have a baby that you wanted, what am I supposed to talk to the other guy about? You had a baby by the guy that you wanted to have a baby by.
Right. I totally agree. And then that like I said, when a woman is agreeing to have a man's baby, she should also be agreeing to come underneath this man and his his say so. But that's part of the contract that's been broken. Now we got a woman that can operate independently plus baby.
Well, my thing is, black men got to stop accepting that narrative. If a woman had a baby and she is not with the child's father, she is in rebellion to that man. It's that simple.
Right.
I don't care what her explanation is. Why are you in rebellion to that man is what I'm going to ask.
Right. You got a baby. I want to know all about what he think, where he think you should be, where the baby should be, what's going on,
Right.
I want to hear all about what his plans is and how you backing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where does he live and why ain't you living there too?
Why ain't you there? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear about no singleness.
Mm-hmm.
Get over there with him.
All right. Go ahead, Roger.
No, I just gonna say that I think because black men have accepted this narrative way too much, that's why it hurts us so much. Because now women expect to be able to get with a guy, have a kid, and then if that man ever makes something of himself, then now the kid is just a way to get into that dude's pockets.
All right.
So they're playing the system and they playing off of the baby. They playing the putting the baby in the middle and playing both sides like.
I mean, my thing is they doing exactly what they mean to do. Keep black people in a subordinate position.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, right. And using the baby. Like if there was no baby involved, she would just be doing her thing. You would just be doing yours. The baby changes the whole dynamic.
Absolutely.
Now you lost freedom. You know what I'm saying? And you have to follow. And they don't want to do it. They want to try to flip it and get the man on their program and finance their luxury lifestyle while they practice hypergamy and get on a yacht somewhere with some dude on a cruise.
My thing is they gonna be, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, they gonna be good to Zaddy. They gonna do what Zaddy like.
Absolutely.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate? When you see these comments from women like white men treat me better, and they act like that they don't go out of their way to be nice to that guy, and that's why they get the treatment from that guy that they get. And even with that being said, that treatment usually doesn't last long because they start getting loud in front of him too.
Right. But the bottom line is they're just more susceptible to the white guy. They know the white guy's not the black guy. He don't come with all of what the black guy comes with. So they're already more, you know what I'm saying, ready to accept.
Well, I think y'all a little bit off on this one. The white guy treats her better because whatever he does is better. Ain't got nothing to do with the actual treatment. If he call out her name, she cool with it because he white. If he slaps her, she cool with it because he white. You can't treat a black woman better than a white man because you don't have the right skin for it. And that's something black men don't want to accept. The main issue is he white, you not. So therefore, you don't have the ability to treat her better. Because whatever he does, he's doing it as a white man. Whatever you do, you're doing it as a black man. It's never going to hit the same way.
Right. Well, they got the backing. You know what I mean? Theoretically, okay, if a black man hit her, she ready to call the cops. So if the white man hit her, the cops is already on his side.
Well, my thing is, it ain't even got to be nothing negative. If you pull out a chair as a black man, it is not the same as a white man pulling out her chair. You never.
Okay.
I'm saying nothing you do is gonna match up to what the white man did.
Well, because his position, his perceived position of power, and his hold on the world.
Yeah.
So I'm with the guy that's holding the world down.
Yeah, and that's why, even though it's a very, very, very small sample, but when a black man, when a black woman gets married to a white man, they don't break up because ain't no black woman about to ask for no divorce from no white man. She is not gonna do it. I don't care what he's doing. She is not finna go to her family and friends and say he was treating me bad, so now I want out.
That's
She
right.
is not finna do that.
That's right. And ruin that dream. It's the same thing as if she was in love with the dude and he was hitting her and she trying to protect him and his image and she don't want nobody to know he beating her.
Yeah, I say all the time, you just not finna take no white man for no black woman. That's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Well, there's more benefits to holding on to him, but in that same token, she could be subjecting herself to punishments that no black man would give her, and calling her out her name, and
Yeah, but
having this stronghold on her that the average black man wouldn't.
But my thing is, he's still white, so it's fine.
Right. Ultimately. That's some type of traumatic stuff she has to deal with. You know what I mean? Because she chose better, she feels it's better. I guess it needs to act better. Better be. Better do as better does.
A wealthy black man has no hope of treating a woman better than a poor white man. Not no black woman's ass.
Yeah.
That's just reality.
Yep.
You could take her around the world, but that's nothing like that white man taking her to his mama house.
Because that means something.
Because she's like a trophy now. She's like, he's got, I'm his trophy, and he could have had anybody, but he chose me.
But Roger, you just said some shit right there.
I'm just keeping it real.
Seriously, but here's a reality right here, though. I have to get up early in the morning, and the day is really it's been long with no nap, so
bro.
But let's go ahead and get a final thought in, and then call it a broadcast. This was a good show. I really enjoyed this discussion, and everyone coming through, including the everyone in the chat and the super chats as well. So thank you for those too. Whatever y'all want to say.
Well, Weekend Warrior, I just want to just thank you for having me on. Raj, you know how me and you do, and it's a great discussion, great channel. And I just want everybody, like you said, we were talking about accountability, everybody to be accountable for yourselves, and just everybody just take care. And I appreciate you having me on.
Word. Okay, I appreciate you coming up.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say, great to see you, Era Black. Shout out to Information Man in the chat. Shout out to Donnie in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Matter of fact, and when it comes to accountability, my thing is this: if you can't accept accountability for the things you do, I just can't trust you, and I leave it at that. But I'm gonna say it again because you know what? I did say something right there, kid. Taking a black woman all the way around the world is never gonna match some white man taking a black woman to his mama house. It just ain't gonna have the same power. It just ain't. So my thing is, a lot of black men just gotta get out of their ego and just let them be them, and just do what we need to do for us. Because trying to pretend you're on the same side ain't gonna help you. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to sift through the rest of them. If you find somebody in that 15 to 20% of the group that's somewhat between good and great, take one of them. And if you can't, don't worry about it. Just keep it moving. But the worst thing you can do is get entangled with a woman that's not a good person. It's about one of the worst things you can do. And I'm gonna leave it there.
All right, Roger. Thanks for the good word. And I will say this about accountability. I'll use Black fatherhood. You know, I got people I care about, and I got people that depend on me, and you know, I depend on them as well. You know, as far as for motivation. You know, I look at them and say, hey, you know what? I know that every action that I take is going to affect them either inadvertently or directly. So, even with doing this YouTube thing, I did a video a while back, a broadcast a while back, saying that, I can't allow myself to get too out of control because, I'm in an the public is in an earshot of all of my words. And, as far as I can deliver messages without the people I care about being negatively impacted. And it's like that for me. I have to conduct myself in a way that does not put the people I care about at risk. And I do feel that accountability. Now, if someone goes out of their way, then it's going to be a problem. And in the end, I guarantee the result will be what I want, period. So don't make any mistakes than thinking that, I'm just going to allow things to happen like that. But at the same time, is my accountability as a critical thinking adult is very important to me, as far as how I, what my presentation is, because, presentation is everything. You gotta have somewhat of a standard for yourself. And you have to have that level of accountability because without that, it's just chaos and destruction. Because we as black men, we're very powerful. Either we can be an asset or we can be a detriment. And I would rather be an asset. I don't know about you guys, but I do believe that my level of accountability is necessary, the necessary accountability. And what I don't like is the unnecessary accountability, which takes away the ability to have discourse in a conversation. Reducing it to in many cases a childish back and forth because neither side wants to claim accountability for their and as funny as this sounds, like it could be something as minuscule as a viewpoint. So what I want everyone to understand is, as far as accountability, maybe all of us have a little growing up to do when it comes to that, but hopefully we'll get there one day. But by a lot of these conversations that I've been seeing, is not looking very good. But maybe I'm just being negative. But if anything, uh, I if anything, what I'm saying, I really feel like that at the end of the day, I'm being brutally honest with you. So take that how you want. A is for accountability. I mean, we're not going to get into what the rest of the alphabet is, but just remember that as you watch this. This has been another Any Given Sunday. This is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Like, share, subscribe. In Kev We Trust. See y'all next week. And don't forget to check out my news stories. I'm going to release a couple of them this week. Get back into the swing of things. So, thanks for your support.